They've had record-breaking highs the last 3 days here in Pullman. 86 degrees tonight. Dew point is a thing of beauty and virtually no wind. Let's go down to the third member of our broadcast team, the one and only Josh Sims.
Well, Tim, few teams in the nation have a better running back than Taj Brooks. This is a guy that is about to break the all-time rushing record with the Red Raiders. Unfortunately, suffered an injury last week to his arm, traveled with the team, but will not be able to go out there today. I caught up with head coach Joey McGuire before the game. He said that means our young running backs are going to have to step up, but more importantly, we are going to attack this team through the air. We feel we can expose their secondary, so look for them to go to the air early and often.
Yeah, he only needs about 1,100 yards to bypass Hanspart as the all-time leading rusher. The toss was won by Texas Tech. They want the ball right away. Brian Harris will kick it away for Washington State. Young man from Vancouver, BC. Dre McCray and Jordan Brown are back deep. And they go with a pooch kick up front and a surprise. They got a turnover out of it. They absolutely surprised and take the ball away. On top of it, Adrian Wilson, part of the hands team.
I mean, what a start. And Dre McCray's trying to get underneath, and he just can't do it. And a huge turn of events to start this game.
Tyson Durant, 5 rather than 6 with the recovery. What a huge play. And I guess Texas Tech will have to wait to get out of the gates quickly. Slow starts have been their problem. And what a huge opportunity. And this is a game of, let's face it, stealing possessions.
Oh, yeah.
And the Cougs just did that as you look at John Mateer, redshirt sophomore from Little Elm, Texas. Was very patient, waited his turn after Cam Ward. And that one's incomplete, thrown in the direction of
the
number
young
25.
Guy.
There's Barnes on the receiving end.
Yeah, he's a young guy. Chris Barnes, a guy who is a 10-200 guy. They want to get the ball in his hands when they can. Obviously, that ball, he wasn't able to get to it. But I'm just telling you, watching him in warm-ups, he is a guy with dynamic ability. And if he touches it, he might be able to go the distance.
Yeah, they told us right out of the gates that they would come to him. Seldom used, brand new. Youngster that has superior speed out of North Shore High School. Here's Mateer again. He can get vertical in a hurry. Look out, he's got an open man, and that pass is picked. Hudson was the intended receiver, but it's overthrown, and Chapman Lewis, number 25, the free safety, plays takeaway. And the Red Raiders get it after all. That one was airmailed, and Chapman Lewis, the safety, was right there waiting for it.
When we talked to head coach Joey McGuire, he said, we're going to drop 8, and we're going to force them to run the ball. And if they don't, we're going to have guys back there to make plays, and Lewis is Johnny on the spot to make a play. That's something that they just didn't see a week ago when you talk about Washington State. They weren't in a position where guys were around their receivers. He was able to drop back, Mateer was, and just throw the ball down the field. He's going to have to be a little more careful moving forward.
No doubt Texas Tech has got speed in that secondary. And now rolling out, Baron Morton, he's going to chunk it. Pulls it down and decides to take it and ushers himself out of bounds. Up around the 15-yard line, a gain of 7. So it'll be 2nd and 3. The book on Morton, junior, Eastland, Texas. Another guy that waited quite a while. He was a tremendously rated quarterback. In fact, he is the top rated quarterback in their history, and that's even including Mahomes. When he was playing for Kingsbury, sideline route on a streak, incomplete for Coy Aiken, a 6'2 sophomore from Stephenville, Texas. Stephen Hall, number 1, one of their top corners, was right there with him.
And that's a savvy job by Hall on the outside. If you're a good corner, you don't let the referee see it. You can see he has hands on. He gives a little tug right there. Yep. He tugs him and he can't get to the ball. Very nice job. The referee doesn't see it. He doesn't call it, and it sets up the 3rd and short for Texas Tech.
A little jousting is always allowed, far more so in the collegiate game than you'll see tomorrow when Sunday action begins. Valdez in the backfield. They go underneath. Well read by the Cougs defensively. Mason Tharp, the tight end, stopped by Tyson Durant. He started the game off with that recovery on the pooch kick to begin this game.
You got to love a guy like Tyson Durant, who is not the biggest guy, 5'10", 178 pounds, putting his head in there on Mason Tharp, who is, get this, 6'9", 270 pounds.
Let's stay in the game, sponsored by Hampton by Hilton. 4th down and 4. They'll punt it away here, and then we'll allow Devin to tell you what he believes are the key elements to victory for either one of these teams. And that one's off the side of the foot. Not particularly good for Burgess, the punter. And great field position now, and stay in the game as sponsored by Hampton. Hampton by Hilton for the stay.
Yeah, the keys to the game, Texas Tech, they have to start fast. We talked about it. They do not start fast on the road, and that's why their record is what it is. And they didn't start fast in this game with the kickoff return, but they still have a chance. And for Washington State, they have to maintain relative balance, right? We know that they're not a running football team. However, they have to have some balance so that the defense for Texas Tech can't just key on the young quarterback, Mateer.
Just a 26-yard punt. Pulalasi is in the backfield, number 20. He now flanks up to the top of your screen as they go with 4 wides and a tight end. Mateer, who loves to run it, very physical runner, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Quincy Ledette, number 5, the nose tackle, who's very strong up there with Amarion Banks as well. Numbers 5 and 8 in this 3-man line that sometimes, occasionally tonight, could be 2 men up front and dropping 8 with the quick approach that this Washington State team has. They only average 2.6 seconds per play when they pass the ball. So with that in mind, Tim DeRuyter, the defensive coordinator, is thinking, I better keep my secondary intact. Stepping up, Mateer underneath. Poor pass that time. Thrown behind Chris Hudson, the Oregon transfer. That's A.J. McCarty, number 1, the star position. He mans the redshirt junior in pursuit.
Yeah, and I circled him before the play because he's the guy at the point of attack at that bunch formation that has to redirect so that those guys cannot just run freely throughout the defense.
You know, Mateer probably should have run the ball that time. He had some open space, and I think he was a little bit hesitant, and at the 11th hour he let it go. 3rd down and 10. Pulalasi in the backfield. That's Meredith in motion up at the top of your screen. Mateer, now he brings it down, no doubt about this. What a move. What a move by Mateer. Well, he thought better of it this time. He tucked it in a heartbeat and goes for 23.
That's the quick decision-making that you want to see from a young quarterback against real competition. He sees that he doesn't have anything downfield, and he starts to look where he can go, breaks down the defense, whoop, whoop, and gone.
What was that again? For a second, I think I saw a few Roadrunners and Coyotes on my way in from Spokane the other day. 1st and 10 from the 17. Play fake. Underneath on a shallow cross to the tight end. That's Andre Dollar of the junior. All 6'5" of him were the reception. They'll use as many as 4 there. Lewis with the stop, gain of 4.
Hey, Tim, how about we take one more look at that, what did I call it? The little whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
That's a nice move by a guy who is committed to running the ball. And then what I love most, he gets out of bounds, does not go back in and try to fight for more.
2nd down and 6. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Dollar, the tight end, is in a slot. He comes back with blocking. Ball is in the air. And it is retrieved by Texas Tech. They come away with it. So we've got a game of turnovers taking place to open this game. Texas Tech says they've got it, but we've got no official decision. Looks like Washington State did retain it. They got a little jumpy down there, and it looks like the center, and we met with him the other day, the redshirt junior from Lake Stevens, Washington, Devin Kalani. Well, you love his first name, and he made a huge play here to keep this drive going.
And the man comes in, it's Ben Roberts. He is a headhunter if I've ever seen one. When I talk to the coaching staff, they say he's smart, he's intelligent, he's still a young guy, a true sophomore, but he puts his head on that football and it pops out. If you're Texas Tech, you have to find a way to recover that. They don't, and Washington State gets another life.
Look out for the freshman Wayshawn Parker into the game. He lead blocks here, and Mature takes it inside the 5 to about the 3. And it's Ben Roberts again tackling Matir. Here's the fumble recovery again. Watch how Kalani stays with it. Texas Tech was looking for a pilfer in the air.
Boom!
And a touchdown. Watch this. Lewis thought he had it, and it got swiped away by the guard, 61 Christian Hilborn. And somehow Kalani came away with it in the scrum. But credit Hilborn, who's starting at that tackle position. Number 61, keeping that ball alive. First and goal for the Cougars. Matir, right up the gut. It's touchdown.
This is what they love to do. They love counter, but they were running with the running back last week. Now they're using Matir in the counter game. Drop step, wait for your guys to clear, and then find a way to get into the end zone. An outstanding job by Matir. Earlier in this drive, they ran counter with him. He was a little fast to it, right? He didn't take that drop step and allow his guys to get in front. He waits there, he's patient, and he gets in the end zone. Outstanding job by John Matir.
Dean Janikowski didn't have any field goal opportunities last week as they hung 70 on Portland State. This kick, the extra point, is good. And it's a 7-0 start, and that gave them outstanding field position and the good fortune of an outstanding backup tackle keeping the ball alive so the center could get the recovery. The Cougars are able to punch it in with their very athletic quarterback, John Matir, and they lead it by 7. We've had a few wild plays to get this game underway, starting with the opening kick. Dre McCray and Jordan Brown await the kickoff. And this one will go through the end zone. Let's go back to the touchdown, Devin. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's counter. It's a play that they've run before. You get the guard pulling around, and then you're going to have the tight end pulling to go inside. But he doesn't get inside, and so John Matir says, okay, you're not going to go up inside. Well, I'll take myself up inside, and he powers his way into the end zone. That's an outstanding job of Matir, recognizing what's happening, seeing this tight end can't quite get around and get inside, and he just does it himself.
Cameron Valdez in for Taj Brooks. As you heard, unable to go because of that bad arm, injured. Josh Sims told us about it at the outset. A little quick hitch going to Kelly with some blocking in front of him, and a flag comes down as he goes down beyond the 35 to the 36. That's a pickup of 11. But hold everything. Let's check the flag.
Tim, they're going to get him for offensive pass interference, but I don't think it's the correct call. I think that ball is caught behind the line of scrimmage, so it's more of a screen rather than a downfield pass, and that's the way that the play is designed. Or they're going to get him for holding.
Or could they pick it up? Looks like a conversation is taking place. I'm with you. We've seen some really unfortunate pick plays.
But it's a perfect design when you try to catch it behind the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely.
Holding. Defense. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Our referee, Chris Wiggins, with the call.
That's tough. That's tough, Tim. They call holding on the defense. But the thing is, when those receivers are coming to engage, you don't know if they're running a route. You're trying to make sure that you hit, extend, and make a tackle on the play. Take a look here. So these receivers are going, their intention is to block, and you can see they're trying to get off of those blocks. That's why they're holding them. It's not a drop back pass play. Wow. Okay, thank you. They've changed it on the field. There is no way they can call that on the defense.
Yeah, and again, many people would call that a rub if you're an offensive player, or a pick if you're a defensive player, and that really is what the call should be. Dickert was very upset and let them know immediately.
The thing is, on that play, you're allowed to block as long as the ball is caught behind the line of scrimmage. However, you're not allowed to hold.
Let's see if they correct the call. They never gave us a number, even though it was initially called defensive holding. Well, it's early in the season, even for the officials. So they had a gain of 5, then a 10-yard penalty.
Here's the holding. The number 2 receiver, the innermost number 2 receiver, he's going to make contact, and now he's holding.
Nice run by Valdez. And Jackson Latamua with the tackle, the strong safety, number 2, a gain of 4.
Cameron Valdez is a guy that they're going to lean on with their top running back, Taj Brooks, being out for this game.
2nd and 11. Again, quick with the outlet. Incomplete for Caleb Douglas, the junior from Missouri City, Texas. And it'll be 3rd down and long, 3rd and 11 to be exact.
Barrymore throws this ball on time. And if you're a wide receiver, if you're Caleb Douglas, you have to get your eyes around quickly.
I got to be thinking somewhere in heaven, Mike Leach is smiling, watching these two offenses go at it, understanding that the defenses probably feel as though they're in an inter-squad game. Pre-snap flag. False start, perhaps. And that'll back him up even more.
False start. Multiple players on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
When you play so quickly, these things can happen, and particularly when you're on the road. Everyone moving.
Yep, every single person. The center didn't really snap the ball, so maybe not him.
Took you back to your CFL days, didn't it? 3rd and 16. Out of the shotgun. Valdez stays back to block. Now he's in trouble, and he's the outlet on the receiving end. And it will fall incomplete. So a 4th down, and the Red Raiders will be forced to punt. So a tough start for this Red Raiders offense that was looking to come out of the gates fast for Joey McGuire. And so far, it's looking like a road game normally looks for Texas Tech.
Tim, a sack there is not all bad. Obviously, you get behind the chains because of the early holding call. You try to get some of it back. However, you don't want to make a bad drive worse by turning the ball over. They drop 8, and Barrymore does a nice job trying to find where he can go with the ball and eating the ball and punting the ball away.
Jack Burgess to punt it away. Had one off the side of his foot a moment ago. This one is much better. A booming punt. Spiraling down to the 22, and here goes Tony Freeman. And there he goes down. Just tremendous coverage after that 58-yard boot. And wonderful work defensively by John Curry, backup linebacker. That's just a wonderful shoestring tackle in space. We'll be back. Fox College Football is sponsored by GMC. We are professional grade. And by Progressive Insurance. Protect the stuff you love with Winters Insurance. Mike Leach, touched on him a moment ago. What a legendary career with Texas Tech. Just the winningest coach in school history. 10 straight bowl wins. What a job he did there. And then on to Washington State. Built it from scratch. Won the Pac-12 North in 2018, and were it not for a snowstorm, a bad snowstorm a few years ago, could have won the league. They're wearing a patch in honor of him, both teams, and that's the one on Joey McGuire's arm. 1st down and 10 after that booming punt of 58 yards, and the Cougars take over with the lead at their 25. Quick pitch towards the boundary. Here goes Wayshawn Parker. I know you love this kid. C.J. Baskerville, the strong safety, comes up to make the tackle after a gain of 7. Parker is a kid with a high ceiling out of Sacramento, California. 2nd down and 3. Parker bottled up this time. Couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage that time. And let's go down to Josh Sims, who wants to talk about the Red Raiders defense.
Yeah, there is a sense of urgency with that defense, especially after the struggles last week. Got a turnover on the first drive. The last drive, when they got the ball on the turf, didn't jump on it. Joey McGuire in the huddle, urging the team, when the ball is on the turf, we need to get on it. We cannot afford to miss these opportunities, guys.
Yeah, he had a couple of guys make risky moves trying to make the dynamic play, take it the other way for a touchdown, and instead of just getting on top of the ball. Ooh, what a stick. Behind the line of scrimmage by Emarion Banks. What a play by Emarion Banks, junior out of Wichita Falls, Texas. Back there in a heartbeat. And here on 4th down and a yard, they're going to go.
I can't imagine that they're actually going to snap this football.
Well, you know, Mike Leach would do this. Mike Leach, were he alive today, would do this.
That'd be tough to explain to your fan base if you don't get it. I'm just telling you.
But
they're going to try and draw them off.
To your point, looks as if that's exactly what they're doing. But I'll never forget how many times Leach, not only in this territory, but even deeper,
Washington State
would go on 4th down. And by the way, it would be 4th maybe in 7 or 8 as opposed to 4th and a yard. Timeout. We'll take it with them. 7:17 remaining in the opening quarter. About halfway through the first quarter, and it's been, Devin, dare I say, follow the bouncing ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's been as choppy a start as you could have imagined between these two teams. Interception, started with that kickoff, and then you got this fumble that somehow ends up back in the hands of Washington State. And then you get the hard count, you know, you try to get them off sides, and like they should, they are punting this ball away, up 7 so early in this football game. But these two coaches are going to go after each other for the rest of this game, I can tell you that.
Dickert, in his 3rd year as a head coach, took over for Rolovich when he left the team after controversy over vaccinations and COVID. And, of course, McGuire, as you see this boot, take a huge bounce for Texas Tech. McGuire was a 3-time state champion and a legendary Friday Night Lights coach at Cedar Crest before becoming the head coach. And, of course, was discovered by Matt Rule, became an assistant at Baylor. Well, next week, start your Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday. Jalen Milroe and 4th-ranked Alabama takes on Wisconsin in a huge SEC Big Ten clash. It all starts at 10 a.m. with Big Noon kickoff from Madison. Then it's Alabama-Wisconsin at noon on Fox. Cameron Dickey is in the backfield. They go with a slot right. Tharp, the tight end, moves out of it, and it's a quick slant taken by Josh Kelly. He is their top receiver, and he's only a yard away from a first down after a gain of 9, and they're going quickly.
When you get blitz into your face, you want to attack the blitz. Very nice job. That's the maturation of Baron Morton, attacking the blitz and throwing it right where they leave from.
Quick hitch, caught, Aiken. And he's got the first down beyond the 45. Just shy of midfield is where they'll mark it. And he's still down on the turf after an 11-yard gain. Sure-handed receiver and a guy that, along with Baron Morton and Jalen Conyers, whom you no doubt will be hearing about later on, were part of a passing academy in Abilene for years, going all the way back to their days as 7- and 8-year-olds.
Baron Morton does such a good job of recognizing that's 1.5, in my opinion, over there versus 3 receivers. Catch that ball, throw it out right away, and you got 3-on-1 to go get a first down.
An official's timeout was taken after he got popped here. That was Latamua, number 2, who can really stick it, the strong safety making the play. First down, Texas Tech at midfield. Cameron Dickey in the backfield. Probably has a body that more closely resembles Taj Brooks in his style of running. Hard-fought couple of yards on that first down play. They'll only mark him with 1. So just a 2nd and 9 coming up as Stephen Hall, the cornerback, redshirt junior from Memphis, Tennessee, makes the tackle. Morton's pass is airmailed again. Miscommunication that time for Caleb Douglas. He was on a curl, and the pass went to the outside. So 3rd down and long again for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, but it was a special type of curl where he goes post and then he snaps it down in that curl window. And so for Baron Morton, I think that's just a missed throw. He throws it outside for a regular curl while the wide receiver coming in into a new window, and he was open.
Well, they're 0 for 2 on 3rd downs, and they've had 3rd and longs. They go with a little bubble diamond look at the top, and they send Caleb Douglas in motion. He'll get it on the hitch towards the boundary. Look at him go inside the 40. Well-conceived play, and he's down to the 31-yard line for a 1st down. So there's the conversion that they were looking for.
They do a nice job of setting up what they had early in the drive where they create a 3-on-1 opportunity from motion.
Again, another quick hitch. This one out to Hudson. And the former Oregon Duck is tackled by Kyle Thornton, the little linebacker.
Tim, they're going to do it every single time when you have 3 white jerseys down to the bottom of your screen or to the top, and you only send 1 gray jersey out there for defense. He's going to throw that out there because you have the numbers. It's a simple math equation, and Baron Morton is doing an outstanding job of finding those mismatches.
All right, keep an eye on Jalen Conyers. He's just checked into the game, number 12. He's lining up on the left-hand side of this line. This is a guy can throw the ball if need be. Keep that in mind. Quick out, caught. It's Kelly. Josh Kelly ahead inside the 15 to the 12. And another Red Raider 1st down. Kyle Thornton again runs him down. A gain of 15.
I just love the design of these plays. Getting your playmakers in space to make plays, and here they go doing it again.
Kelly got a little spin move there. There's sort of a button hook. We got a flag down at the line of scrimmage. We'll have to check on that. Thornton spun him down.
Tim, you saw they had success throwing it out quick. That time, Washington State did a good job of matching heads.
Personal foul. Eagle hands to the face. Number 76 offense. 15-yard penalty.
Oh, boy.
Replay 1st down.
That's a big one on Caleb Rogers, the right tackle. Senior from Mansfield, Texas.
That is a tough play when your offense is moving so quickly. He's the guard to the left, and you can see he almost punches the guy, and the helmet flies off. Anytime a helmet flies off, it's going to alert those referees to say that's probably hands in the face.
Well, that backs him up significantly. Dickert loves the look of that. Barron showing some arm strength now, flicking that ball with power. They go empty, 5 wides. On the slant, incomplete. Outstanding defense as they were looking to get Coy Aiken free. Ethan O'Connor knocked it away. 2nd and 25 coming up. O'Connor at that cornerback spot only played a couple of games a year ago, but a 3-star prospect coming out of high school. This is a Washington State team that lost a lot of great defenders, especially those 2 bookend defensive ends a year ago.
Previous play is now under review for potential targeting.
Oh, look out. Let's see about this. Talked about those defensive ends. Jackson, now in the NFL. Stone, another one. Those were 2 big-time defensive ends. Brennan is a linebacker now with the Rams. Stone was waived by the Raiders on Thursday, but you can bet that he might wind up somewhere else after an injury settlement. Let's take a look and see where this call is. Right there. The defender coming over the free safety, Adrian Wilson.
Yeah, so he goes with his shoulder, but the key is, did he hit him in the head or neck area? He did not. That's leading with your shoulder.
I agree.
He hits against his shoulder. Now his helmet does jerk back. I do understand.
There is no targeting on the play. It will be 2nd down.
The helmet jerks back, so it alerts the referees, hey, maybe this could be targeting, but that's a legal hit, a very aggressive and nice hit.
Nice work by the replay official, Jerry Meyer, off of the Pac-12. And yes, Pac-12 is still in existence, albeit with just 2 teams until otherwise notified. By the way, what a payday after litigation and lawsuit. Both Oregon State and Washington State pocketing all of that money from the teams that left for either the Big Ten or the Big 12. 2nd and 25.
Got 2 on 3 to the bottom of the screen. There it goes.
With blockers. What a job defensively. Kelly had it, but that was read magnificently by Gushikin.
This is how you play it. You have to make sure if you're going to be undermanned, you have to fight through that block and make the play. Gushikin does a great job dismissing the wide receiver and getting to Kelly.
3rd and 29 now. Might as well call it 3rd and almost goal. Line to make would be just inside the 2.
If you're Baron Morton, you have to protect the ball. You probably don't pick up this first down, but you can make it an easier field goal opportunity.
That's exactly what they had in mind calling this play to Cameron Dickey, who burrows ahead to the 17-yard line, which should set up Garcia for the field goal. He's hit a 54-yarder in his career, but he missed 3 in that Wyoming game that got away. Texas Tech had to be the best 0-2 team in the country to open last season, losing to Wyoming, and of course that mega matchup against Oregon. This is a 37-yarder. He since worked out those issues after those misses early last season and closed strong. A lot of confidence and faith in that young man from Joey McGuire. 7-3 our score, 3 and change remaining in the first quarter with Devin Gardner and Josh Sims. Tim Brando, happy to have you with us.
It's a nice job by Texas Tech after a bit of a choppy start. Obviously, they would love to go get a touchdown, but with a hands to the face penalty, drop pushing you back to get through out of that drive, I think that's a win for Texas Tech. Now they have to go and play defense the same way they did play again.
Well, they certainly got in rhythm, no question about that, in that last drive. And this one will go through for a touchback. Well, Washington State is having to replace a lot of talent. They lost their starting quarterback and running back. You know about Cam Ward now at Miami. And, of course, Ma'Khia Watson. Their top 2 wide receivers, Josh Kelly and Lincoln Victor. And then, of course, top 2 pass rushers, Brennan Jackson, the aforementioned Ron Stone Jr., who made life miserable for their opposition a year ago.
Josh Kelly's somewhere on this field.
And they held on to this guy, though, didn't they?
Yeah, Cam Ward is a guy who is having himself quite the season. Only 2 games in, but he looks like he's poised to be a Heisman contender.
1st and 10. Mateer unloads it under pressure from Horn. Marion Horn coming through there on the corner blitz. He's just 1 out of 5 in the air.
That's exactly what you want to do. You disguise it, have a young quarterback hold the ball. He tries to get it out late, but there's not enough time. Very nice job by Coach Drew Reuter, the defensive coordinator for Texas Tech.
One of the best, too. Been around a long time, Drew Reuter. On 2nd and 10. Mateer gives himself some room. Over the middle, that one's caught by Andre Dollar again. That's the 2nd target for him, a gain of 9. And he'll make it 3rd down and a yard to go.
I love those plays where the tight end hides, right? He hides and then he comes out late after blocking for 1 to 2 seconds.
Louis Lalossi ahead for the first down. Ben Roberts makes the stop. Here's the previous play.
Take a look at Andre Dollar to the left of your screen there, right? He's going to block. He's going to block. He's going to block. Oh, let's sneak out, right? Sneaks out wide open and creates an opportunity for Washington State to move fast. And now you have to get a call in if you're DeRuiter. You have to get a defensive call in right away, and then you can have a nice explosive run like they just had.
A huge target, too, at 6'5".
Oh, yeah.
From the 40, first down. Mateer under pressure from the backside and unloads it incomplete. He had Kyle Williams on a streak, but he was rushed big time from the backside.
Yeah, and Kyle Williams is a guy he depends on, and that can run. If he gets this ball out just a tad earlier, he'll have a little more space so he can get all the way through the throw and be just a little more accurate. But watch Kyle Williams just blow by the defender, number 4, Marion Horn.
2nd and 10.
This defense struggled a week ago in man coverage because they put eyes on the quarterback. If you're in man coverage, you have to stay with your man.
That's here. Jitterbugs and gets his way up to the 45-yard line. Don't doubt that this young man will pull it down and get what he can out of every play. In that regard, he's similar to Ward.
He's got that competitive fire that you want to see from a quarterback that's going to take off and run, right? He is not turning down any contact. Now, we talked to the coaching staff and his center, Devin, and said, hey, have a conversation with him so he can protect himself. It's a long season, young guy.
Yeah, Kalani said, I've waited a long time to be the center, but I need you to hang around as my quarterback. 3rd and 4.
This is a situation where there is no protecting yourself. If you got to go get it, you got to go get it.
There's that quarterback counter again. This time the Red Raiders were ready for him. No gain. Great work up front. Braylon Rigsby, 94. And Marion Banks, number 8, the first to lead the charge. And there you see Ben Arbuckle. Talk about, how about this? The last year Joey McGuire was coaching in a high school all-star game, that guy was a starting quarterback in 2013 in the state of Texas.
It's insane.
That is insane.
Yeah.
28 years young. And Zach Kitley was the guy that gave him his biggest break and mentored him. And, of course, he's the outstanding offensive coordinator for the Red Raiders. Beautiful punt. Oh, what a dangerous decision, but Kelly took it. Look out. Finally run down at the 15. If it works, I guess it's okay. 52 yards and a 13-yard return. Woo.
Playing with fire there. And he's looking, he's like, okay, this is going to be down inside the 5. Oh, I'll take it. And they're kind of surprised, like, I can't believe he did that. And it turns into a positive play. A very nice job by Kelly, but you do not want to get used to doing that.
What do we say about you got to take risks sometimes?
Look at
punter
that.
Getting with it there.
How about that, Janikowski?
Love that. Janikowski says, I can play this game. Did you see my last name? I'll rough it up. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line where they spot it. Cameron Dickey again, the setback.
Washington State is now matching heads, and so the box is light. You can run this football.
Dickey head to the 19-yard line.
And when I say matching heads, I mean that that receiver with that side with the 3 wide receivers, they take defenders, remove them from the box, and put them right over them so that you can't throw those quick throws to the outside. Now, you don't have enough guys in the box, and you can just run this football 5 yards on 1st down as a win.
Dickey surges ahead to the 22, and we're coming to the end of the first quarter. They'll give him 3. Gushikin, number 4, coming up to make the stop. Well, they may get one more play in here. We'll see. Nope. They tried, though, didn't they? They really did. We've come to the end of one. Not as much scoring as we anticipated. Washington State with the only touchdown after a 40-yard drive.
Hey, Tim, remember in the open, I said, those legs are going to be important in this game.
Indeed. 3rd down and 2. Look, little wildcat. Jalen Conyers, number 12. We told you he's a former quarterback and a guy that went to quarterback camps going all the way back to his Pop Warner days with Baron Morton, and he takes it ahead for the 1st down.
And he's a big guy. That's a nice run. But number 32 in gray, Tanner Moku puts his face on him. Oh, my goodness. But down on the field, Conyers is even bigger than he is on your TV screen, so that is a huge feat.
I'm sure his old running mate from age 7, Morton, is happy that he took that hit.
Oh, yeah.
Out they go to Kelly again. They've got a lot of confidence in Josh Kelly. He'll take on a lot of hits, too. Tyson Durant was the first to make contact. Kyle Thornton not far behind, number 52.
I love the control Baron Morton is having with the offense, knowing when to get the ball outside. He has an opportunity here.
2nd and 5. A little too strong with that one as Douglas got free, had a step on Hall. Looked as though he was throwing it towards the boundary, and he could not pick it up, so it's 3rd down and 5.
So on those deep posts, those routes like that, you have to wait to kind of see his angle if you're Baron Morton. He throws it a little early as if it's a timing route. and he doesn't know the angle. He throws it up the field. Number 5, Caleb Douglas, is running across the field, and they're all off communication.
But he took the shot.
He did. I love it.
3rd and 5. They flood the zone for Dickey out of the backfield. They got the first down. Well-conceived play there. And again, going deep on 2nd down helps a little bit on that play.
And it's a perfect call by Zach Kitley, a perfectly timed call. You get that ball outside when they have a blitz called, and so the linebacker is busy in the line of scrimmage. You get the ball outside in man-to-man coverage.
Dickey ahead to the 48, maybe the 49. Boy, Zach Kitley, what a great guy and innovative offensive coordinator he is. He's the old man between he and Arbuckle. He's all of 33. Out pattern incomplete, just beyond the outstretched arms of Dre McCray, the senior out of Tallahassee.
And if you're Barrymore, you have to hit that. They're giving you those free access routes. And when I say free access, I mean there's no impediment from the defense. You can just run your route, and there's nobody to stop you. You've got to hit those routes because those can turn into huge plays.
10 of 17 now for 73 yards for Barron.
Washington State is coming out in a man-to-man look. He's going to have an opportunity on those slot fades and corner routes. Those are man beaters from the slots.
Looks as though he may be audibilizing. That one's thrown a little low in the direction of Aiken. Wait a minute. He's saying he caught it, but now the officials are coming in to wave it off. It definitely appeared to be a short hop. And it's 4th and 3, and here's where analytics can come into play.
You can see Aiken does the best he can to come back, get underneath that ball, but it does bounce on the turf. You got to get those elbows tight, elbows together, and when those elbows are together, the ball doesn't go through. And you can see Baron Morton, he's feeling the pressure, but there is none, right? There's no imminent danger. He has no real reason to retreat the way he did.
Well, they were 1 of 3 on 4th down last week against Abilene Christian. And you can certainly understand why they're going to give it a go. And a timeout has been taken.
The ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is now under further review.
Well, they're going to look at it.
Yeah, this is going to be fairly quick.
Yeah.
That ball went through, and it bounced off of the Palouse turf. But they are giving time for Texas Tech to talk about what they want to do on this 4th down.
It actually, I think it really helps Texas Tech a great deal.
You're going to give them a great opportunity to look at. As you can see the ball bouncing off of the turf there, it gives them a great opportunity to really talk about what they want to do on this 4th and short. And to be honest, when we talked to head coach Joey McGuire, he made it clear that they're going to play aggressive. They're going to do things like this, like go for it, just on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Well, they were remarkable last year when they got on that run at the end of the season.
Oh, yeah.
They were last year on 4th down 65%, hitting on 24 of 37 tries.
And a lot of times in situations like this, I always think you got to have your best 2-point play, but I don't think you use that just yet, right? It's still fairly early in the game. Just get a play that you know you will complete.
The ruling on the field of an incomplete pass stands. 4th down, Texas Tech.
I would love to hear confirmed, but, stands is all good. Have some courage down there,
Yeah, I was really thinking Dean Blandino was really hoping we'd give him a little airtime.
Dean would have for sure said confirmed. That's my guy, Dean.
Here we go, 4th and 3. 3 wide receiver set.
Quick out from the bottom of the screen. They've had great success, and you have soft coverage from the defenders to the bottom.
Yeah, and he rolls to that side. Yep. And it's incomplete. Tremendous work by Tyson Durant. Well, that guy's been everywhere from the opening kick on. And as you said, there was a lot of cushion there.
A lot of cushion, but when you get on a sprint out, that cushion gets closed. Baron Morton has to make a perfect throw, but there's perfect defense by number 5, Tyson Durant, and Washington State's offense is back on the field when we come back.
Fan Cam, sponsored by Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Well, try and decide. Another reason to love college football on the Palouse. And the Texas Tech fans have come in great number too, but look at that. They're having the time of their life.
Yeah, Kyle Williams is the guy who a week ago was dynamic, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns. He hasn't caught a ball to this point in the game. Look for him to make a splash. There he goes, reverse.
To the wide side of the field, and it is read by the Red Raiders, Ben Roberts, number 13. That's the guy with the green dot on the helmet. He was right there where you want him to be.
Yeah, we called him in the beginning of the game a headhunter, and he does what he does best. He's a guy they want in the run game. They don't want to see him in the pass game. He gets underneath the block, and he blows that play up before it can even start. He takes on the block and makes the play.
And Williams is down on the field.
That will be a big loss for Washington State. We just talked about how good he was a week ago. Let's take another look to see if we can see what happened here. Still fighting for yards.
Yeah. Now you'd think maybe the way he went down, shoulder perhaps. We'll see.
I don't want to speculate.
No, but
it doesn't seem like we could see anything in particular on that look.
Certainly not with his lower body. He was grabbed high by Ben Roberts, and then when he hit the turf, and you see he's looking at that left shoulder. Yeah. And he's in some pain. Very upset about it, too. Young man that means so much to this team. Yeah. You think maybe collarbone, shoulder, that kind of thing. That's what he's favoring as they take him to the sidelines. Dickert out there to talk to him, console him a bit. But he is a vital piece of the equation for them offensively. 2nd and 12. Five wides, and they go empty here.
The fast freshman, Chris Barnes, in the game to the top of your screen.
Mateer lets it fly, incomplete. On the crossing pattern, that was Meredith. Josh Meredith, the redshirt junior from San Diego.
This is a nice job. They have the young guy in. He clears it out, and that's why this big space is open for Mateer to put that ball in there. Now, could it be a little easier to catch? Yes, but if you're the wide receiver, you have to make that play for your quarterback.
Like that sidearm maneuver, too.
Oh, yeah, so he's got all that. He is a baseball guy. When we talked to the coaches, they said they went to go see him play a little baseball, saw him in high school, and he was very under-recruited because he was such a good baseball recruit.
Looked like a shortstop on a 4.63 DP. Flushed from the pocket, lets it fly across his body, incomplete. Hudson upset with himself. He knows that that was catchable. And a throw that Mateer, more oftentimes than not, would not make, but he had faith in it, and this was on target.
Oh, I tell quarterbacks all the time, if it's clear and sunny, make the throw. You do not turn down open wide receivers, and Mateer puts it right on his numbers, exactly where you want. But that's a great job by Hudson, working from the opposite side of the field to get in the vision of the quarterback. But you have to make that play.
He's had some drops. He's been upset with himself a little bit of late. Really happy to have that young man out of Oregon. And this punt with a fair catch to Josh Kelly. Well done by Janikowski, a 43-yarder. And field position with Washington State. All the Red Raiders will have it when we come back. Prime time turning into late night time on the Palouse. College football is sponsored by Wendy's new Saucy Nugs. Get the $5 Big Noon Saucy deal in the Wendy's app now. Terms apply.
I like how you said that. Saucy Nugs.
Oh, let's go down to another saucy guy. Josh Sims with a report on Kyle Williams for us.
Well, an already frustrating night for Kyle Williams got worse. No catches, and then you saw him walk off favoring that left shoulder before he went back to the locker room. He did go over, talk to his offense to pump him up, and then he went back to the locker room, guys.
Yeah, they need him for the long haul. They really need him for the long haul, so better to be safe with him. Cameron Brown has come into the game, and this is a young man that will run some wildcat from time to time. They're also very high on him, and there you see why. He's got great foot speed and some strength about him too. Stephen Hall comes up to make the stop. This is a sophomore out of Byron, Georgia, transferred from West Georgia out of the Gulf South Conference.
Tim, I can just tell you those linemen appreciate that little fake reverse, right? Because it holds those defenders and sets up what I like to call winner blocks. It puts those defenders in position so that the linemen can get to that second level and create opportunities for big runs such as that one.
Baron Morton back in the game. Valdez, you think about it, having Wildcats being run by other players and even using Conyers in that role. Texas Tech has had such a hard time having a quarterback begin a season and end a season in the same year. Valdez ahead to about the 25-yard line. Now think about it. All the names that have passed through at Texas Tech since 2016, when a certain guy that's the best player at quarterback in the NFL left in 2016. That's a lot of guys. Tyler Shuck was a heck of a player who transferred a couple of times out of Oregon. And Mahomes was the last to start and finish a full season. And back in those days, playing for Kingsbury, he played hurt a lot. 3rd and 3.
They're going to go Wildcat again with Jalen Conyers this time at quarterback. Remember, he's a former high school quarterback. He can throw the ball if need be.
Dual threat back there. Quarterback counter. Bingo, bango. And ahead to about the 34 for an 8-yard pickup.
How about the big fella getting behind the true freshman Cameron Dickey? Watch Dickey clear it out there for his big old Wildcat quarterback. That's like a wild tiger. Nice job by Conyers to get those pads down and pick up that first down.
Yeah, and Dickey, a 4-star prospect out of Austin, Texas, laid a heck of a block. You're right. Tech now 50% on 3rd down, 4 out of 8. Conyers now in motion. Morton in trouble. Very resourceful and finally unloads it.
He got a lot of linemen downfield, though.
Yeah, he sure did.
So he throws it away, but the linemen are downfield.
Luke was given a lot of pressure there.
He's trying to go the double screen, right? He has screens to the right, screen to the left, but Washington State is all over it. That's a hairy situation when you have the ball that loose. Usually you lose it. Great job by Baron Morton to not lose the ball, but you do not want to get used to having the ball so loose and putting it in danger. The ball is the most important thing.
And I think Dickert is upset about just what you mentioned. A lot of linemen were downfield and they missed it.
Oh, yeah.
2nd and 10. That's Douglas in motion. Morton flushed again, looking for some help. Conyers tries to shield and help with a block before Morton is bounced out of bounds at the 40, shoved out by David Gusta, number 60. Redshirt junior from San Bernardino, California.
If you're Baron Morton, you have to protect yourself. Get out of bounds. Do not take that extra hit. He's been a guy that's had injuries, and you do not want to see him be. We saw all the quarterbacks, right, that they've gone through, and it's a lot because of injury. If he can stay healthy, this team can be a really good football team, but he has to stay healthy.
I thought Conyers, who was out of the play as a receiver, did a nice job of keeping him from being hit.
Oh, yeah.
3rd and 7. And there is Conyers again. Just a yard shy of the first down, a gain of 6. They needed 7. And here we go again with a potential 4th down go for it.
That's a really nice job by the cornerback, Stephen Hall, number 1, who's more of a cover guy, but he's in cover 2 during that situation. Safety high, he's in the flat, he's right there, boom, to make the play on Jalen Conyers.
And a timeout is going to be called.
The ruling on the field of the runner short of the line to gain is now under review.
Well, they're going to look at it apparently. I thought he was very shy of the first down, a full yard. But they want to look at it.
Just telling you, Tim, I was down on the field. He's huge. He's a big guy.
Yeah, he is.
So maybe he laid across. I agree with you. I think he is well short of the first down. But this is a nice job. Safety high. Your job is to be in the flat and take away throws such as this. Oh, maybe he did.
Well, he might have.
I told you he's a big guy. He leaned forward. The question that you want to ask yourself, when that elbow is down, is that ball behind the line of game?
No.
It looks like it is, but you have to see and have that undisputable evidence.
Well, you know what? He wasn't a full yard behind it, maybe more like a half yard.
Oh, yeah.
But he was, in my opinion, behind it.
And remember, the call on the field was that he was short, so you have to have indisputable evidence to change it to that he did get the first down, and I just do not think they will have it.
But again, because of the official time for our replay official, Jerry Myeroff, to look at it, they get some time to think about
It's the
what's
second
next.
time, is it not?
It is.
Texas Tech can devise a plan. Now, the last time they rolled the pocket and they did not convert on fourth down, right? So if I were Texas Tech in this offensive staff, I would have Baron Morton in the pocket and allow those receivers to run those out routes, but don't roll the pocket because now you borrow defenders over and it makes it a difficult throw to complete.
Dicker is having a conversation with the side judge on the opposite side of the field like, really? We're going to give him more time to take a look at this? Here's the call.
After review, the runner's elbow hit the ground with the ball at the 43.5-yard line. The ruling on the field stands, fourth down.
Now, there have only been 92 passing yards by both teams combined. That's very surprising. 79 for Morton and just 13 for Mateer.
Tim, they've had great success with the Wild Tiger, the big fella. Conyers, I would expect that they go to it again. And it's so cool to watch a young true freshman, Cameron Dickey, 5'10", a stout 5'10", 215 pounds, as the lead blocker for the much bigger Jalen Conyers, 6'4", 265 pounds. They're in that formation again.
Dickey is with him, and he'll lead block again. Great penetration. I don't think so.
They got him.
Tyson Durant. He has been the MVP on the defensive side. And that time, Tanner Moku, 32, the strong safety, was also with him.
Tanner Moku does a nice job of grabbing the football, right? So now Conyers can't focus on going and get the yards. The rest of the cavalry comes. Durant, outstanding job by this Washington State defense yet again.
Second straight fourth down stop by Durant that he's involved in. And to your point, Moku is the guy that disrupted the play, 32.
Remember, he had the hard hit on Conyers before. That time he gets in position to try to pull that ball away, and that distraction, because like I said, the ball is the most important thing, allow for his teammates to come make that play.
You know, Jeff Schmedling has got to be pleased with his defense.
Oh, yeah.
The outstanding defensive coordinator. And look, DeRuyter's team is playing tremendously on this side of the ball. As the handoff is to Parker. Wayshawn. Go Sean. Touchdown, Sean Parker.
They've had success with Q counter. Now, how about a little running back counter? Watch these guys pull around and make a play for their running back. And the rest is all the young freshman, number 21 in gray, Wayshawn Parker. When we talked to the coaching staff, I said, I don't know. I think you might have something in this Wayshawn Parker. They said, oh, no, Devin, we do have something.
Well, he showed you some speed, too. Went to the same high school as Dante Stallworth, 43-yard scamper. Before that, Wazoo only had 67 total yards on 21 plays. Home folks have plenty to celebrate. It began with defense. Tyson Durant playing like a heavyweight. And then it was Wayshawn, Gonshawn, and an 11-point lead here
on the State Farm halftime after their close call last week. Oregon hosts Boise State in Eugene, while number 4 Alabama's on upset alert against USF. And Coach Prime goes head-to-head with Nebraska in Lincoln. Tim and Devin, see you at the half.
You got it, Sarge. We look forward to it, as always. Look at the yards. That last play goes for 43, and only 67 prior to that, and Wayshawn Parker did it all.
Gotta love a true freshman getting an opportunity and taking full advantage of it.
And with more on Wayshawn, let's go down to Josh.
And yesterday when we caught up with Ben Arbuckle, the offensive coordinator for the Cougs, and asked him about Wayshawn Parker, he said the thing about this true freshman, he does not flinch in any moment. The kid can do it all. And he said there was a play during camp when they grabbed his face mask and somehow he still brought out a 40-yard run, and they knew, guys, they had something special in this freshman.
High pockets. Whenever I hear about a running back that's got those kinds of gaits, with those so-called high pockets, speed to go with it, you know he's going to have a long-lasting, successful career. From the 25, Morton underneath. Kelly, shallow cross. Lost the ball. It's picked up by Al-Uta, and he's taken it all the way down to the 2. Stripped by Al-Uta. Al-Uta, the linebacker. Call him Buddha, by the way, and Buddha with almost a scoop and score.
I mean, just absolutely beautiful. First, he reads the screen, right? He's in position to make the play, and then he drives and snatch. Give me the ball, the strip, the recover, and he just couldn't get in the end zone. But what a play, again, by this Washington State Cougars defense.
Well, Dickert has always prided himself. He's an old defensive coach, and I know he and Jeff Schmedling have got to be ecstatic about the performance tonight. You know, the Cougars allowed 449 total yards, including 200 rushing and 17 missed tackles a year ago. It was obviously an area where they needed improvement after a 4-0 start to open the season. They only came away with 5 wins, and boy, have they seemingly addressed it. They're all on their feet here. Straight I formation. Off the left side, touchdown. Schlenbecker. Javinsky Schlenbecker, redshirt sophomore from Bellingham, Washington, with the touchdown.
Watch number 57. Roderick Tialavea does an outstanding job pulling around and kicking out, and when he kicks out, there's a ton of space for the running back to walk in the end zone.
Well, this thing is blown wide open just in the last 5 minutes, hasn't it? But you can expect a lot of fireworks. It's going to take more than 21 to win this game. 14 points in the last 16 seconds.
Wow.
Starts with the fumble right here, the strip.
I mean, a great play by Buddha to diagnose the screen, be in position, and then take the next step and snatch it. Oh, he's going to wish he got in the end zone, though, huh? But he set up for an easy opportunity for his running back, big number 15, Schlenbecker.
Tremendous running back name, don't you think? (21-3). 7:53 left, and now the Red Raiders, who have notoriously started slow on the road. Last year, they actually got off to a great start at Wyoming, and then Cowboys made a tremendous comeback, and they missed some field goals, and that did them in. And then, of course, in the Oregon game, they went toe-to-toe in a tough loss. But, you know, they're accustomed to coming from behind, particularly when on the road. They just haven't been as successful as, obviously, they'd like to be. They go with that pooch kick, and that was a fair catch immediately. History is in the making. Now the second most popular Michigan quarterback will be working tomorrow.
Yeah, look at that.
Tom Brady will make his long-awaited debut at the Fox booth with Kevin Burkhardt, Aaron Andrews, and Tom Rinaldi. It's a can't-miss season opener. as Dak Prescott and the Cowboys take on Deshaun Watson and the Browns tomorrow at 4 Eastern, only on Fox. Huge game for those two quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And I love the interview that Joel Klatt had earlier today at halftime of the Michigan-Texas game with Tom. And you could tell, by the way, that he's pretty excited and feeling the adrenaline in the booth going into tomorrow's debut. Valdez, he's ahead for almost 6 yards on first down. Texas Tech can score in a hurry, but they've not been able to get vertical in their passing game whatsoever.
They have 0 completed passes over 20 yards. And this is an offense that prides himself in taking shots down the field and completing them, and it's going to be 5 yards back here again.
Yeah, procedure.
Right tackle.
False start. Number 75 offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
That's Ty Buchanan. He's one of the first guys they bring in. One of the top 2 reserve offensive linemen.
Yeah, you can see the flinch right there. How about the discipline of this Washington State Cougar defense, though, right?
The tenacity of their second level of defense has just been, Durant has been all over the field. Number 5. 2nd and 9 after the penalty.
This would be a great opportunity for Baron Morton on a quarterback draw, but he's just not a runner.
Happened again. Crowd is really getting into the heads of Texas Tech offensive linemen.
Everybody but the center and left guard.
False start. Offense, multiple players, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
I think Joey McGuire is saying that some of that movement is being forced by the defensive lineman moving or shouting, which of course is supposed to be a point of emphasis. He's really letting the officials know about it.
Yeah, disconcerting signals is not legal, and they even added an element to it. Any sudden shifts, even if you do not get into the neutral zone, if you cause the offense to move, it will be a penalty on the defense.
Well, 5 penalties for 40 yards. None against Wazoo. Play fake. Morton lets it fly on a fly pattern. Incomplete. Thrown underneath to Aiken. Ethan O'Connor did a really nice job there of not getting caught up with the pass being thrown behind. A lot of times a defender can get caught off guard and commit a penalty.
Yeah, this is a win, and if you're Baron Morton, you want to throw this ball across the field. Allow this big wide receiver, Aiken, to get away from that defender, but you throw it back over that outside left shoulder on that post. You throw him into the defender, but he's got a lot to deal with in that pocket right now.
There's no face guarding in college football, but if that pass had been like a second later, he could have been called for a defensive pass interference. 3rd and 14, corner blitz, shallow cross, Caleb Douglas, first down, and then some. A little hello, how do you do from Douglas. Stephen Hall runs him down, the cornerback. And now Texas Tech is in business, 38 yards.
This should have been an offensive pass interference, but they go on a shallow cross and watch number 0. He blocks a defender. That was a missed call by the referees, but a nice job by Douglas finding a way to catch that ball and not only catch it, get the first down, but get a bunch more.
Washington State with Stephen Hall down on the field. We've got a timeout on the field. They're looking at him up around the 34, 35-yard line after he had run Douglas down. Hold on to that play. If Texas Tech were to score, get themselves back into the thick of it, could be a lot of possessions between now and the end of this first half. Clearly the biggest play that the Red Raiders have had offensively tonight. Whether it was a pick or a rub, it went uncalled.
6 minutes, 14 seconds.
He was just telling the official clock operator how much time should be on the clock. 6 minutes and 14 seconds.
So we thought that the ball was caught across the line of scrimmage, but Dean is telling us that the ball is caught at the line of scrimmage, right? So that counts and allows the wide receiver that you see number 0 to make a block, right? He does a nice job of shaving that route back to get the ball caught behind the line of scrimmage. Dean, What did you see there?
Exactly right. So in order for offensive pass interference to apply, the pass has to cross the line of scrimmage. It was caught right at the line, so that blocking downfield is legal.
Beautiful catch, Dean. Thank you.
That's a great job of details by Caleb Douglas because he goes up the field and then he shaves back. We call that shaving back to make sure he catches that ball behind the line of scrimmage.
Helps to have an extra pair of eyes in this business, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Dino Blandino comes a-calling. Cameron Valdez is the setback. Kelly in motion. Valdez the carry. Cameron Valdez inside the 25 to the 21. Ethan O'Connor spun him down.
And they've got so many different ways to get to their counter look. They use the front side guard this time, and it blows open a huge hole for Valdez.
17 yards. Quick hitch. They're going to rule that incomplete. There was some concern by Kelly that could have been a lateral. Let's take a look at that previous run for 17.
Take a look at that center that pulls around. Sheridan Wilson does a nice job of snapping the ball. I can't tell you how difficult that is, and it's not because I've done it. It's because of the conversation I've had with centers, snapping the ball and then getting on the outside and pulling. He does a great job of kicking out and creating huge space for Valdez.
Very important that the quarterback have a wonderful relationship with the center.
Got to have those conversations.
Sort of like an analyst with his play-by-play guy.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm the quarterback. You're the center. Let's do this.
That is a lateral, and this is an option pass, and it is a touchdown. Coy Aiken on the receiving end. Nope, that is number 9, I beg your pardon. On the receiving end, John Carlos Miller. And Aiken had the ball and threw it. So Aiken made the first catch, and then John Carlos Miller the second catch. This is technically a lateral that is taken in and leads to this.
And a nice job by John Carlos Miller II. He pretends to block, and then slips right past the defense, and he's in the end zone. Outstanding job by you, partner, recognizing right away a backward pass can turn into a touchdown, and it does there.
And my spotter, the great Brett Bender, is working overtime.
Oh, yeah.
And sweating profusely after leading me through that.
What a throw there.
Yeah, it is. And by the way, an extra set of eyes always works. You can imagine now the kitchen sink being emptied.
Oh, yeah.
By both of these staffs, because Zach Kittley has a lot in his arsenal.
Yes. I mean, they got the same stuff.
They sure do.
When we talk to the coaching staff, they say, yeah, we look at the trick play cut-ups, and they've got all the same trick plays as us.
Yeah, and Arbuckle is saying, yeah, he talked to me about that about a week ago. We haven't talked this week, but a little over a week ago, Zach mentioned that to me.
Oh, yeah.
The relationship between those two is so strong. In fact, Arbuckle is a godfather to one of the sons of Zach, and Zach just had a new baby born about 6 weeks ago.
And they're all here.
Yeah, they all made it.
Yep.
The entire Kittley family made it in from Lubbock today. Miller's first career touchdown. Leighton Smithson back deep, and he'll let it go through. Now, these two, think about it. These old guys, one is 33 and the other is 28. Ought to be a law against that.
Just moving up the ranks together, man. It's a really cool story.
Zach on the left and Arbuckle on the right. He was actually an Uber driver making $40 a week when he got the call at Houston Baptist, now Houston Christian, where Zach was working. And then, of course, he went to Western Kentucky, where Bailey Zappi became a star quarterback. And then his chance came at Texas Tech. And now Arbuckle, a man that just all of a sudden finds himself as a coordinator at age 27 a year ago, and now 28. Parker stopped behind the line. Both of these teams defensively want TFLs. They want tackles for losses to have the opposing offense behind the chains. And look who's out there. Kyle Williams has made his way back onto the field. That's good news.
That is good news.
Second down and 12. Cougars with 110 total yards, but 21 points.
Got soft coverage on Kyle Williams right now.
Mateer Running out of time. Boy, does he do a nice job of not getting hit as hard as you normally would think a quarterback would. He gets only a yard, but he spun out of trouble before Bryce Ramirez, number 3, tackled him.
Yeah, I think you're right. As hard as that hit looked, it wasn't very hard, right? He kind of ducks through that one, misses that one, he misses them, and he gets slung down, but he doesn't take that hard bone-crushing hit.
Out pattern caught and under duress, too. Mateer took a lick. Chris Hudson with the catch on the curl pattern. He gets 10 on that play. And it'll be 4th and a yard to go.
Chris Hudson
they're going to go.
Transferred from Oregon, didn't play a season ago. And
they're going to go, partner.
I don't agree here.
Well, Mike Leach would.
I do not agree here because if you give this ball back, you lose a lot of the momentum that you've garnered. Up 21-10.
Yep. Plenty of time on that play clock. Oh, Mateer takes it. He's got it. And Mike Leach is smiling like a split watermelon in heaven right now.
How about the poise from Mateer? I still don't agree, but Mateer, he lulls them to sleep, kind of casually gets under and hikes it. And he jumps to the left, finds his path, and he has a first down.
You know, Arbuckle and Kitley, both of them, air raid guys, give so much credit to Leach, and yet they never met him. Listen to this, folks. Just listen to this sound from the field level.
Take a look at this. Oh, my goodness. I mean, we heard it up here.
And now they're looking for targeting.
Remember, the aspects of targeting in this situation, he's not a defenseless player. He's a runner, right? So head and neck contact is okay. You have to have a crown of the helmet, that 6-inch area on the top of the helmet. If you duck that head, make contact, forcible contact, that's going to be targeting. But he's a runner, not a defensive player.
It appeared to be number 25 that made this hit.
Right, so he's a runner, not a defensive player, and he's got, that's the 6-inch circle on top of the helmet. If I've ever seen it, that's going to be targeting.
And that's an outstanding free safety, Chapman Lewis, the free safety that they are looking at here. And you know what? Hard to say that's not targeting. It is helmet on helmet. Let's go to Dean.
Exactly right. As Devin was saying, this is not a defenseless player, so forget about the head neck. It's strictly the crown, and the defender does appear to lower his head and lead with the top of the helmet. As we were talking about, it's the top of the helmet, that 6-inch radius. We had a couple of good looks. He lowers the head, and he's attacking with forcible contact here. This does appear to be targeting.
Yeah. And you know, Dean, listen, we can't reinvent the wheel or change the rules as they are. We know how it's worked. But when you see the plight of the defensive player in today's college football, as quick as it is, it's hard not to say that's not an inadvertent moment in time, but it is what it is.
I don't think I agree there. He has an opportunity to have his head up, and it's to protect him.
Oh, no,
right?
I know
if
that.
he drops his head like that, that is dangerous for him.
Agreed.
And he has to just come up with his head up and make that same forcible contact.
Targeting with the crown of the helmet. Number 25 is confirmed. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Number 25 has been disqualified.
I don't disagree with you at all. It's simply one of those things that we have to.
These guys are moving very fast. Big humans moving very quickly, and they just have to adjust.
Probably the best news, if you're going to have any in this, is it happened in the first half, not the second. Because if you lose a player for the first half of the next game, that's so penal. For a bang-bang moment like that. But Chapman Lewis, you know, has been an outstanding player. Even though he's just a sophomore, he's a guy they really count on in that second level. Playing alongside C.J. Baskerville at the safety position. First down. Washington State at the 47-yard line. Key play in this drive, the 4th down, go for it.
Oh, my goodness. This guy is a gamer. That play should have been stopped. He finds his way to sift through and find a first down.
Parker, the setback. Uh-oh. They fake the reverse. Wayshawn goes quite a ways. Inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Just a couple of yards shy of the first down. And the aforementioned Baskerville, the strong safety, with a stop. Man, this kid is good. Parker is the goods.
The one thing that I'm very happy to see, and I said it in the keys to the game, the balance. And I said relative balance, but this Washington State Cougar offense has found real balance in the run and the pass to make sure that this defense for Texas Tech is off balance.
They fake it to Parker and go with the out route to Hudson. Nice catch as he tippy-toes around the boundary for 6 yards and a first down.
I mean, such soft coverage by the cornerback. Hudson, that's about as easy a catch that you'll see all day.
Cougars looking to answer the Texas Tech score prior to halftime. And we're at the 2-minute. Football is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. The Washington State Hall of Fame honored the great Mike Leach and inducted him into their Hall of Fame. And what a job he did here. And, of course, at Texas Tech as well. And, you know, it didn't end for him well at Texas Tech, but there was a mea culpa. All is well with the memory of him at Texas Tech University. And, of course, the job he did at Mississippi State before his untimely death is well documented as well. The next stop for him should be the National Football Foundation Hall of Fame for the memory of Mike Leach. That's Wayshawn Parker being shoved out of bounds by Jacob Rodriguez, number 10, the Will linebacker. And by the way, I'm going to continue to pound that.
Oh, yeah.
Every opportunity I get. To think that he was in coaching exile, really in the prime of his career. He did radio on a daily basis on Sirius XM for a few years before Washington State gave him an opportunity to come up here and really build a program from scratch. Back in 2014, he got it rolling. Parker, the lone setback. 2nd and 8. Quick pitch, look out, no, a fake. Mateer now will throw it to Parker, and down the sideline he goes. Man, he's tough to bring down. Thought for a moment there was a pitch, a beautiful fake, and then he became the safety valve as a receiver.
I just love that from John Mateer. A young quarterback, when you give him a chance to have those specialty type plays with that fake pitch, with guys running down the field, a young quarterback usually forces it, right? You want to put the ball down the field. You want to bury him. However, they're not open. He checks it down to the same guy that he faked it to and picked up a few yards and sets up a 3rd down and manageable. And you can see these Texas Tech Red Raiders are in man coverage, and they'll probably be bringing pressure. There they go.
Big time pressure, but he's flush with room, and the pass incomplete. Well, I think he probably wishes he had run now. Hudson unable to bring it in. It was a dart, and it jumped on him pretty quickly, but it was catchable.
When you're Mateer, your heart starts to pound, it starts to race, and now you just throw with a little bit too much juice. Remember, when you're sprinting out, if you're a young quarterback at home, you've got a little bit more inertia, a little bit more power in the ball without you using the muscle. He has his heart racing. He muscles it in there. It's just a bit too high for Hudson.
Dean Janikowski will try now a field goal. Looks like the placement will be at the 37-yard line. So a 47-yard try. Oh, no good. Boy, that was close. That was very, very close. So nothing doing.
The procedure was good. Ball down, laces out, and he got a good piece of it. He just didn't have the navigation system quite correct.
Thought for a moment we might have an upright unkind, but it was just outside the upright. Joey McGuire will take that victory. And now with 1:32 to go, and as explosive as this Texas Tech offense is, look for them to be really aggressive in the next 92 seconds.
With 3 timeouts.
Oh, yeah. Zach Kitley looking on. His dad, a national championship track coach in Lubbock at Texas Tech for many years. Always supportive. That one is thrown away by Morton. That was a secondary that did a great job of getting coverage that was such that he had to throw it away.
And all the routes were down the field. There was no outlet throw for Baron Morton to outlet the ball to. What I would love to see from Baron Morton, you know there's no outlet. Throw that ball away sooner so you don't have to take that hit.
Loved talking to him yesterday, didn't you?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
what a confident kid.
Such a confident kid and self-aware as well.
2nd and 10. Again, rollout action. Underneath, it's caught by Douglas. And he quickly gets out of bounds to stop the clock. And as you mentioned, a full.
What a nice job by Baron Morton to use his eyes to uncover Douglas on the outside. Right, he's going. He sees he's open. He needs to uncover him. He looks inside and then spits it out on the outside. A very nice job of manipulating the defense to get what he wants.
3rd down, a yard to go. 2 timeouts remaining for Washington State, but all 3 for that man, Joey McGuire. The entire playbook is open on 3rd and 1 after going for 4th down on a couple of occasions. Valdez ahead for the 1st down.
All right, they pick up the 1st down. Look for him to go quick. Clock will stop momentarily so that they can reset the chains, and they'll be getting this ball snapped.
Baron Morton slings it. Incomplete. Again, a great stick. Ethan O'Connor, I cannot say enough about this secondary of Washington State, the way they played. Durant, the free safety.
Yeah.
And here, Ethan O'Connor with a great play.
Yeah, Ethan O'Connor a week ago played really good. I was talking to the coaching staff, and they were really high on his ability and his potential to continue to develop. And he's always in position. And as you can see, he's not afraid to stick his nose in there and make a hit.
Talk about improvement. He only played in 2 games a year ago.
Yep.
And now he is.
They said he's got all the talent in the world. He had to get his mental and emotional together, and I think he has it now.
2nd and 10. Conyers in motion. Morton stepping up. Over the middle, intercepted. Guess who? Ethan O'Connor. You know, there's a little extra adrenaline in Morton, you can tell. I think it's also been noticed from time to time with Mateer. He's upset with himself after that throw. That one got away from him.
Heart pounding, trying to make a throw. He has an open guy in Kelly, but he just sails it over his head. And the aforementioned Ethan O'Connor, who's had such great development, has made such great strides. He makes another play for this Washington State defense. 4th
Texas Tech turnover, partner, including the opening kickoff muff. So, you know, they're going to have to fix that at halftime. No question about that.
A week ago was the defense.
Yeah.
Right now it's the offense that can't really get into a groove.
Plenty of time now for the Cougars. Mateer tries to get it done on his own. Stumbles forward to about the 36-yard line, a gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Clock goes tick, 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 tick. Mike Hill, Emmanuel Acho, and Chris Peterson standing by in our studios in Los Angeles for halftime. Mateer with plenty of green grass. Wisely takes himself out of bounds at the 21 for a 1st down, a gain of 15.
So what I'm about to say needs to happen right now, but especially in the second half, you have to spy him. He's proven that he can break the bank as a runner in the pass game. You have to make sure that he doesn't have those opportunities in clear lanes to break the bank like he has done time and time again in this first half.
Well, I mean, look, all you have to do is look at the stats. He's got 60 yards rushing, just 31 passing. He's doubled it up on the ground. And, of course, he's got his out pitch next to him, Wayshawn Parker. Over the middle towards the corner. And oh, it's caught on the tip drill. Kyle Williams, touchdown.
Kyle Williams runs what we call a circus route, right? And some kids call it the Madden corner from the outside. He goes in, vertical, and then runs to the corner of the end zone, and then the poise, the concentration, the feet, touchdown, Washington State.
Marion Horn had to be feeling good about the defensive play, and then not enough. Janikowski missed the extra point. So the lead is 17, not 18.
Absolutely love the throw and the ability to hold your line and concentrate. The ball, it's great defense, but much better offensive play. And we call him Kyle Williams, but I call him toe tap.
Well, whatever the problem was with that shoulder.
I think he's good.
Yeah, I think he's good. I think he's all right. His 18th career touchdown. His 3rd this season.
4th straight game with a touchdown.
Dickert's team may be sending quite a message with this performance tonight. This is a quality Texas Tech team out of a conference that is top-heavy.
Yeah.
And a team that finished its season strong.
And it starts with the quarterback. When you have a quarterback that can run the way that John Mateer does, it makes you right even when you're wrong. It evens out the numbers. It adds a gap on your offensive line, and it just helps everything. And then when he adds the ability to drive the ball down the field like we just saw there, I mean, that creates an unstoppable kind of offense.
Well, they don't want to kick it deep. They've gone with this pooch kick, and it's helped them a few times. This time they give up some decent field position as they get it up to the 31-yard line. Trent Lowe. Look at this. These big moments.
That's equal to a turnover.
Yeah.
Right, and it turns to an opportunity for the young running back to get down the field. A true freshman, Wayshawn Parker, has been great. And then this defense, they've been amazing, putting their offense in position to be successful, and they've capitalized. And yet again, the defense shows up, and Kyle Williams comes back and taps those toes for a touchdown.
Yeah, Buddha, baby. Tariq Alukda with that big strip and near score.
What'd you call him?
Buddha.
Well, Buddha, baby.
Yep. And Valdez gets it out to the 31. And that's Kyle Thornton, 52, with the stop.
If you're Texas Tech, you've got to go in the locker room, take a deep breath, remember who you are, especially offensively. Remember who you are, and just get back to what you do. Now, an important note, they're without their talented running back, Taj Brooks, and that really hurts this offense because they're a more balanced style of offense than what we saw from Washington State a week ago. However, Washington State has been the offense that showed great balance, and you can see Taj Brooks is inspired, talking to the young freshman, Dickey, to make sure everybody stays engaged because this game is not over. This is only the first half, and because of the strict quick strike ability of Texas Tech's offense, they have a chance to come back, but they have to play better football.
Injured his arm last week, and that's the reason he's sitting this week. They need Valdez and Dickey and Jacoby Williams to step up. And they need this man to get more accurate in the second half. Morton's pass intended for Dre McCray, incomplete.
He's pressing.
Yeah, he is.
He's pressing. He feels the game slipping away. He can see on the other side, the other quarterback, complete control. And he's pressing, and he's pressing, and he's missing throws that he doesn't usually miss. Everybody needs to go back into the locker room and remember who they are. But the most important person is Baron Morton. Remember who you are when you go into this locker room.
Morton checks it down, and it's incomplete for Valdez. With only 1 second remaining until halftime. This is a young man that was the most valuable player, Baron Morton, in the Independence Bowl win against Cal. By the way, Cal looked awfully good on the plains at Auburn today. California did. With a 21-14 win. That's another one of those that shook people up in college football today. Well, Kelly's going to get a completion. They'll pad their stats going to the break. Took a little bit of a hit as he got to the 49-yard line. Wow. And we've come to halftime, and partner, never expected this kind of flow, but should be an entertaining second half. Let's get you to the studio now. Mike Hill, Emmanuel Acho, Chris Peterson for the State Farm Halftime Show. It's been a wild and crazy game. 27-10 as we get ready to open the third quarter here on the Palouse. Alongside Devin Gardner, I'm Tim Brando. You'll hear from Josh momentarily. A game that right now Wazoo seems to have command of, but with all that explosiveness for Texas Tech, you got to think they have a shot. What, pray tell, must they do?
Well, I can show you better than I can tell you. And
like
our
that.
Next Level Moments are sponsored by AT&T Business. Reliability for your business is our business. And so what Texas Tech had in the first half is opportunities to control the box. You can see the numbers up there, 3 versus 1. I'm not a fool and I'm not a scientist, but I do know some things. I know that 3 is more than 1, and you can create opportunities down the field. Here it is again. Now they line up in it. 3 versus 1. They throw the ball outside, a big gain. Now you allow for your quarterback to get in rhythm. You can start to run the ball with a light box when they put guys out there, and you can allow Baron Morton to control the game down the field, the pass game and the run game.
Well, let's take a look at the first half check-in sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Look at those turnovers. That's obviously a key element.
Oh, yeah.
Penalty yards to go with it. Total yards, really not as much of a big deal because of the defensive
production.
Oh, yeah. Scoop and a near score,
Yeah.
leading to a touchdown, and, of course, a muffed kickoff to open the game. I mean, that's enabled Washington State to be in great shape. And let's go downstairs to Josh Sims.
Well, Washington State head coach Jake Dickert said the coaching staff challenged that defense this week after the performance last week. And he said, boy, did they come out with their hair on fire. Those 4 turnovers, but was quick to mention that was just the first half. They need to keep that going. And as far as the offensive side of the ball, he said, we got to keep our foot on their necks. They've been playing absolutely lights out, but we need to keep that going. There's still a lot of football left, guys.
No doubt about it. I mean,
I love how coaches talk. Foot on their necks.
Foot on the necks. Go for the jugular.
I love it.
I mean, they clearly got to Baron Morton. He rushed it quite a bit. Got to believe we may see the better side of him in the second half, as we will Mateer doing what he does naturally. That's carrying the ball. Finally stopped after a 15-yard gain by Jacob Rodriguez.
And watch this running back move the linebacker out of the way and allow Mateer to get through the hole. This guy has been very impressive tonight.
11 carries for 75 yards. He's doubled up on the ground what he's done in the air.
Remember in the opening?
Yep.
I told you, those legs.
Sprint out action and a little comeback route to Chris Hudson. You'll see him in the slot. You know, he missed last year with Oregon, then transferred over.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect route being run there for 9 yards, and a 2nd and 1 coming up.
The one thing that was cool about him was they said he came in from Oregon and they gave him nothing. Everything he got was earned, and he didn't start rolling with the runs until maybe 2 weeks before the season started. So everything that you see out there from that young man Hudson is earned, not given.
Wayshawn Parker in the game. And here goes Mateer one more time. Just clear out for him. And another first down. Quincy Ledet Jr., the nose tackle, runs him down from behind.
In basketball, I know a lot of guys like a step back 3. Look at Mateer use his step back. Excuse me. And then go out on the outside. I'm just telling you, this guy is in a groove like no other. He is playing football with confidence and poise in the run and the pass game.
And it's the guy that made the tackle, Ledet, that's still down on the field. 6'2", 315-pound senior from Orange, Texas. Came down pretty hard on his head as he wrapped him up. So he may be a little dinged up down there. He may be potentially in concussion protocol the way he landed on his head. Certainly hope he's all right.
A big question mark coming into this game was how would John Mateer do with pressure? How would he deal with a little more of a load and a little more stiff competition from the defense? And he has stood tall. He is up to the task to this point in the game, running it, throwing it. Good to see the big fella, Quincy Ledet Jr. up. Mateer's averaging 7.1 yards per carry as a runner. I mean, unbelievable, and he is not turning down any contact.
A couple of times, if you think about it, some errant passes in the first half he threw because he didn't run, okay? Mateer was the guy that, you know.
After Cam Ward left.
Yeah, and then the ghost of Cam is there.
Yeah.
But.
And that's a big loss.
Oh, big time. I mean, I think Cam Ward certainly Florida found out, and I think in the future many others are going to find out in the ACC. This is a guy that could be a finalist for the Heisman this year.
And the Palousas finding out they might have a guy themselves that could insert his name.
A little change of direction by Parker. Well defended that time. Ben Roberts, number 13, the Mike linebacker, who has such a high football IQ, according to Tim DeRuyter.
Still a young guy and still improving, right? Just a true sophomore, was thrust into duty a year ago, and he's continued that improvement into this season.
2nd down and 7. This is a huge defensive sequence to open the second half for Texas Tech. They do not need to surrender more points early on. Parker, well, he just won't go down. Markers fly as Ben Roberts finally gets him to the ground. Looks like we may have holding as the preliminary indication.
Number 70 offense, 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
That's your boy Devin Kalani that picked that one up, the center.
Man, I don't trust it. His name's Devin. There's no way he wouldn't do it. He's not a guy that holds. His name is Devin, but take a look right in the middle of your screen, number 70, the center. You can see he's great at the point of attack, and then when you start to try to pull away, okay, he got him. But he's Devin, so don't get used to it. He's a Devin. You know, he does the right thing for the most part.
That's the first penalty against Wazoo tonight. First. Javinsky Schlenbecker, the setback. He had a touchdown earlier, you might recall. On 2nd and 17, quarterback counter. All night long. I mean all night long. Rodriguez runs him down, and this is looking, he's making it look easy.
Schlenbecker. And then the rest is Mateer. He's got guys tackling each other, reaching for air, and then he protects himself, gets out of bounds. Look at these guys run into each other. Whoop, whoop, gotcha. And he's gone. Oh, my goodness. And then this Schlenbecker, number 15 in gray, just leading the way. Kaboom! Oh, I love it. I love it.
And by the way, the guy he kaboomed is the guy that runs him down. Give Rodriguez some credit.
Yeah.
I mean, he got nailed by Schlenbecker, but did not give up on the play. And they are taking a look at Marion Horn, number 4, the cornerback, who's down on the field.
You see Mateer there gasping for air.
Ledet also going to the locker room after going down. I think they're going to have to check him out in protocol after that hit that he took to his head hitting the ground. It is so hard to come into this stadium. I don't care when you're playing. We saw the Gardner Minshew show against Oregon when they were ranked in the top 15 and Herbert was at quarterback years ago. And Bo Nix had to play maybe the game of his life to bring him back to get a victory. Oregon a couple of years back with Cam Ward a year ago. This is a very difficult place to get a road victory.
I mean, especially when you have a quarterback that's playing with the moxie that Mateer is.
Schlenbecker. He's running with some intentionality, too, inside the 15 to the 13.
You got to reward him, right? He's been the lead blocker, right? Putting his body on the line for his quarterback. Give him a bone, throw him a bone, allow him to run the football, and a nice run to pick up 3 yards there.
And Marion Banks checking back in. Number 8.
And also the true freshman, Wayshawn Parker, number 21 in gray, as the runner. He's run the ball well today, and I expect he'll probably get it here again.
Oh, pistol look here. Why not? Wayshawn close to the first down, very close, about a yard away it would appear. Jordan Sanford, 21, with a stop after a gain of 6. So certainly if they want to go on 4th down, you wouldn't be surprised. But this is a 3rd down and a yard to go. And now Parker is limping. Oh, boy. Hope he's okay. They are well stocked at running back. We've not seen Pulossi.
Tim, I'm going to go out on the limb and say, you keep the ball in your quarterback's hands. I mean, they could do other things, but I would keep the ball in Tim's hands to go get this yard.
Little power eye look, and Schlembecker takes it again. Boy, he's trying to do it all on his own. That was well defended.
You see why you keep the ball in Tim's hands?
Yeah. So, do you take the points or do you go for it here on 4th down?
I mean, the way that they're playing and the way that 10 has been able to run the football, I think John Mateer has to carry this football to go get these yards. Now, we've talked about him protecting himself. This is not one of those occasions. You put your pads down, you get the yard that you need, and you continue this drive.
Well, they are 1 for 1 on 4th down. The kicker has struggled, okay? So, understandably, they're going to go. This is 4th and 2. Actually lost a yard on that last play.
Follow Schlembecker.
Mateer, quarterback counter. They wrap him up, but the extra effort. Oh, my goodness, he's close. But Texas Tech looks to have stoned him just shy. I think he may have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. That's a huge victory for the Red Raiders, and we'll see if that stems the tide a little bit and gives Texas Tech a little mojo.
And Tim, I just don't agree with it. You get your running back running out. It's worked with the lead, with the quarterback. If it's not broken, I wouldn't fix it. No lead blocker from Mateer. He can't get into the hole like he has, and Texas Tech's offense gets a chance when we're back.
John Curry led the way defensively. For Texas Tech defensively, let's go down to Josh Sims. I know you talked with Joey McGuire.
Yeah, and he talked about his quarterback, Baron Morton, and said he just needs to calm down. He was pressing way too much in the first half. That was a big reason for that pick he threw before the halftime. He said he's got to get him back under control. Most importantly, they need to take care of the ball. They are letting the Cougars dictate this game. They need to start playing Red Raider football in this second half.
A little jet sweep action, beautifully executed to Dre McCray, the kid that's got all kinds of speed. Senior out of Tallahassee.
He's really got some juice. And what Texas Tech does, I said it before half, they have to look themselves in the mirror and remember who they are. And that's essentially what Coach McGuire told his team at halftime. You have to remember who you are and get back to playing the way you know how to play. And it starts with your quarterback. And that's a nice way to get him an easy completion.
Sure.
Even though everybody thinks it's a jet sweep, it's a completion for him.
It is. Just the kind of passing play Mike Leach specialized in, right?
Yeah.
So out head to the 15 goes Cameron Valdez. Ethan O'Connor coming up in run support again. He's had a remarkable game tonight. Jeff Schmedling has got to be just ecstatic over the way his team has stayed buttoned up on this side of the ball. Huge 3rd and 3 here for Texas Tech. And for Morton in particular, we've got an injured Red Raider. It looks to be an offensive lineman down on a knee. So we've got an injury timeout, and they'll have to attend to him. Looks like that might be. No, we can't. We see a 7, but we're not sure about the second number. Porsche, perhaps. Sterling Porsche, the left tackle. Yep. The senior from Sumter, South Carolina. Started 25 straight games at Middle Tennessee and Murfreesboro before transferring to Texas Tech. Go Cougs, they're hearing it here, and this is just a big-time 3rd down conversion. I know it's early in the second half, but your defense just got to stop. The way you play offensively, you know you don't need your defense going out there right away. He'll see where he got hurt.
Oh, that's helmet to helmet. That collision. Yeah. That head-to-head collision is what did it. He's a little woozy, and he's.
Oh, yeah.
He was having trouble getting his bearings, but it's a big 3rd down here for Texas Tech.
5 wides. They go with a bubble screen. Kelly, look out! Josh Kelly, he's a burner too, and he's run down. But not before he gets to midfield and beyond. Buddha finally caught up with him. Alukda. Tariq Alukda, better known as Buddha.
This is exactly what we talked about at halftime. The numbers game. 2-on-1, throw it out, and you get a big play on a critical 3rd down.
First and 10 from the 48 of Washington State. Huge drive here for Texas Tech. And Cameron Valdez gets it to about the 40-yard line. Here's the previous play.
We talked about it at halftime. The numbers game. You got 2 over 1, right? That second defender's too far back. Throw it out there and allow him to make a play.
Backfield offense. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
And then after this big play is made, you get a nice run. Now, it's negated because of not enough guys in the backfield, and they have to go back 5 yards. But we talked about doing this to even out the box and allowing the run game to get going so that Baron Morton can settle down and get himself into this game. I love what they did there on the 3rd down.
So a formation penalty here.
Yep.
And Joey McGuire shaking his head over there.
Those are unforced errors.
Yep.
You can't have it.
1st and 15. There goes Valdez again. Gets most of it back. A late flag comes in again. Thrown in an area where you suspect holding.
I think it might be big number 76, Caleb Rogers, stopping a defensive lineman from trying to run and go get the running back.
Holding. Number 76 offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Good call, partner. Back judge through it. That's now 8 penalties for 70 yards against the Red Raiders.
Yeah, he's in position right there to the right of your screen, and then he's got him in a chokehold.
Yep.
You just can't do it. And this is one of the more athletic offensive linemen, not only on the field right now, but in the entire country. Got to move your feet, get in position so that you don't have to hold.
1st and 25. This play was good to them earlier, and they're going to try McCray one more time. They get it up to the 41, maybe the 42. Kyle Thornton, the linebacker, the stop, gain of 5. So they're staring at 2nd down and 20 here.
When you get so far behind the chains, now you got to find a way to drive the ball down the field. You got the safeties relatively low. Here we go.
2nd and 20. Morton's pass on the curl underneath is caught. And they're back to the 48, still 4 yards behind the original line of scrimmage. McCray with the catch, Thornton the stop.
What a nice hit by big 52, Kyle Thornton.
He's a thumper.
He's not a Thornton, he's a thumper.
Yes,
there you go, partner.
He's a thumper. I'd rather see him in pass coverage, but inside the seams.
Oh, my goodness.
7 of 13 on 3rd downs tonight. Morton with an empty backfield. Shallow cross. Underneath yet again and well defensed. Coy Aiken taken down by Gushigan, the nickelbacker, who's been very active as well.
Washington State has got a beat on that play where you throw it and it's basically a screen, and they're trying to go for it here on 4th down, going quickly. Down at the bottom of your screen, you got soft coverage with Aiken and Kelly.
This is aggressive, all right. You could argue they're putting the game on the line right now, but in honor of Mike Leach, a play he would call. Over the middle, incomplete, and really well defended. Into double coverage. Tyson Durant all over the place again, converging on that one. And we've got another Tech player on the field. Tech has lost one offensive lineman. They got another one down back at the 38-yard line. Looks to be Scurry, Vinny Scurry, 71. 3rd time they've tried to get it done, and Durant has made the play on 4th down. 3rd time on 4th down they've been stopped, and Durant has been a real problem. Let's clean up the injury situation as we were going to break. Scurry gets hurt here, and it appeared to be his left knee, and he's probably out for the rest of the game. He had to have all kinds of assistance. 71 is who went down.
He's on the other side.
He's on the other side of that. But for Baron Morton, the problem is you see him being taken off of the field. You know, he has just been stopped by Tyson Durant all night long on 4th down. That's 3 big-time plays. 3 big-time plays that he's made on 4th down situations. Mateer. Oh, a little pump fake and a beauty. It's caught by Meredith. Josh Meredith takes it inside the 15. They'll mark him out at the 12. Baskerville with the saving tackle.
I just love the foot on the gas from offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle. You give the fake screen and then put this ball in the hole. This is not a throw that every quarterback can make from the opposite hash. driving that ball in the hole versus a cover two safety. You have to get it between the corner and the safety, and it has to be on the face mask of your wide receiver. They do a great job there.
That 39-yard connection gives Mateer 100 yards in the air for the night. Mateer, plenty of time. Oh, he's got wide open spaces if he chooses to run, and he does. Let's take a look at that last play that got them 39 yards.
It's a little pump fake there, and then he is feeling it, man. Anytime you go as a quarterback and you flick that wrist and you hold it and you bounce back, he is feeling good about himself in the run of the pass game.
Quick hitch, and it's broken up. That was Chris Barnes, the intended receiver.
Yeah, they've tried to get him going, the true freshman, but that's a drop there. That ball's right in his chest. You want to catch that, and they want to get him going because he is a weapon that they could really use moving forward throughout this season.
We told you Mateer has 100 yards in the air now after that 39-yard completion. He has 127 yards rushing tonight, which is putting him in rarefied air and record-breaking style.
Tell us about it.
Look at that. First to do it since 1987. Tim Rosenbaum was the quarterback.
And I've heard that you might have called one of his games.
I did. I sure did.
You want to know what I was doing in 1987? You know what? Never mind. Forget about it.
127, by the way, is the fourth most total in Washington State history, so he's moving up the record books. You had to throw that in, huh? You just had to throw that in. Our score, and we've got some injury circumstances to clean up a bit. Let's go down to Josh.
Yeah, a couple injuries to the offensive line of Texas Tech. Sterling Porche evaluated for a head injury. He headed back to the locker room a few minutes ago. Vinny Scurry, the left guard, he had to be helped off the field. No pressure to that left leg. He just got driven on the cart back to the locker room as well.
Yeah, and they were without Falili Famoe as well. Their top right tackle, he's out for a couple of weeks. They are really hopeful of getting him back. So,
all right, now, Tim, I want to see lead. I want to see 15 leading through for the quarterback, John Mateer.
Second and goal. Mateer stretching for it. I don't think so. Schlenbecker, I beg your pardon. Schlenbecker 15. And I think he did hit the turf before extending that arm. The knee was down. Third and goal.
Let's see here. Yeah. He's hit, contacted.
There. Ooh,
well, that's close.
The elbow.
That
the
is
elbow
really
down.
close.
I think you know what?
That's worth another look.
The knee was not down, but I think the elbow was. I think the left elbow went down. They got him at the half-yard line.
I think they're anticipating that the Cougars will probably still get in the end zone.
Third down. Why not? Go with Mateer. And he is stoned at the line of scrimmage. Well, there's no whistle either. They're letting him play, aren't they? Man. Finally, the whistle blows. They gave him every opportunity. Normally, you get a whistle to stop forward progress sooner than that. So it's fourth down and goal now.
Yeah, you can see he's trying to drive his legs, and they make great contact initially, and he doesn't get that extra surge that you want to see.
I'm amazed that it took this long for the whistle to blow.
I really wonder, did he get in?
Yeah.
Right?
Nose of the ball is inches, merely inches away.
Did Schlenbecker get in 2 plays ago? That's going to be something you want to go back to if you don't get in here.
There he goes. This time, no doubt about it. Schlenbecker, touchdown.
Moot point.
Yep.
It's all good. And he deserves it.
Yeah.
He's a guy that's been a lead blocker time and time again for a number of those big runs for Mateer, and he finally gets his opportunity to cross the goal line.
He got a lead block this time. Check this out.
Cooper Mathers does a nice job of moving guys. I mean, just ejecting guys out of the way to allow his running back behind him to get the end zone.
Mathers has not been in a pass pattern as a tight end, but he was a big ugly there and escorted him in. Janikowski boots it through. And it is now 34-10. In a pick'em game, this score is a bit of a shock. Most people thought this would be a wire job but it's been all Cougs tonight on both sides of the ball. The Mug Club sandwich. The Mug Club sandwich is the thing to get. 6 plays, 51 yards.
Hey, Tim, I'm sorry. I'm not letting that fly. I think you made that up.
No, I read the sign. Okay. It's a nice, bright, shiny sign. I just read it.
I was about to say, how do you know that? I know you know a lot of things, but my goodness.
Gray is back deep. This little pooch kick has been effective for them. Taken by the up back, Cameron Dickey. Cameron Dickey is going to get it out to the 42, 43-yard line. Looks like Texas Tech is now prepared for that a bit. Thursday, it's baseball night in America on Fox. Rafael Devers, the Red Sox take on rival Aaron Judge and the Yankees, or the Rays battle Jose Ramirez and the Guardians. It all begins Thursday, 6:30 on Fox. Check for the game in your area. I want to thank Major League Baseball by installing the pitch clock and all the different things they've done. We came on time.
There you go.
After a studio show after baseball ended.
Tim, I think everybody knows it was coming back to Tim. How can we get Tim on TV?
I don't ask much.
You know what I mean? Just let Tim get on TV on time.
By the way, the worst 3 words in sports television: joined in progress. Cameron Dickey stopped behind the line. Boy, Cyrus Webster finally heard from this young man. Has quite a story. I've been waiting to call his name all night. The transfer from Utah Tech.
Man, how disciplined was he on that play?
Yes,
making
indeed.
sure he's that backside protection. You can't fully commit because of the cutback lane. He gets in it and makes the play.
We chatted with him.
He was special, man.
Yeah, his journey to where he is today is compelling. Pass from Morton is caught by Cameron Dickey. Beyond the 45 to the 46.
And this is where Cyrus Webster shines, right? These obvious passing situations, right? Texas Tech has to drop back and pass, drive this ball down the field to get back in the game. Now he can use those pass rush skills and that motor that they talked about so glowingly in our meetings.
Baron Morton waited a long time to become the guy. Tonight has not been his night. By the way, he's not alone for opposing quarterbacks in this stadium.
Oh, there's a spin move.
And he's right at the line to make, maybe a little shy of it, to Coy Aiken. They may be facing yet another 4th and short. Nope, they're going to give it to him. No, I don't know. I thought he had it. Now the chains are moving, so they do give him the first down. It was very close, though. The last thing Tech wants is another 4th and less than 1. Now he's in trouble. Oh, look at that play. And guess who made it? Keith Brown, the linebacker. Redshirt junior from Lebanon, Oregon.
Yeah, he's a transfer from Louisville, and he comes from that middle linebacker position and flies and takes Baron Morton's legs out. What an outstanding open field tackle on the quarterback. Now, Baron Morton isn't the most fleet of foot. However, it's easy to miss that play.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
Oh, boy. You get a celebration here?
Yeah, you got
Is there
a little
too much excitement?
Well, I mean, in referees in all conferences, they've started to allow celebrations, but you can't go overboard. You can't taunt others.
It was taunting.
Yeah, you can't direct it at other players, and you can't make it go for too long.
And they get the play over after the 5-yard penalty. It's for 1st and 5. That's a big call. Keeps the drive alive. Dickey stopped behind the line by Stephen Hall. Let me, once again, I thought we may have had taunting. It was actually too many men on the field that was the official call, hence only a 5-yard penalty. But there was a little woofing going on after that.
Yeah, like I said, they've allowed these kids to celebrate and have joy about the plays that they make, as long as you don't direct it at an opposing player.
2nd and 6, shallow cross. Look at that work. Caleb Douglas has it, and he's trying to get away, but Tanner Moku just would not let go. The senior from Honolulu spun him down, and we got another flag down. Thrown in an area again where holding, you would think, is potentially the call. But it's Dickert. It's Dickert that seems unhappy.
Foul. Legal hands to the face. Number 46, defense.
Yeah.
15-yard penalty. Automatic first down. Number 0 can remain in the game as his helmet came off by foul.
Parker McKenna is the guilty party. That's why Jake Dickert was so upset. He had another big-time tackle for loss.
You see Parker McKenna using his pass rush moves, and then he ducks his head, and then he puts his hands up into the face of Valdez, trying to protect his quarterback, and that's going to be a penalty every time.
Actually an easy call to make upon further review. Play fake. Morton's pass. That's the best vertical pass we've seen all night. 15 yards or further down the field from Morton, caught by Jordan Brown as we come to the end of the third. Crazier things have happened, folks, especially late at night on the Palouse. But right now, this Washington State team has command. But lately, they've been penalized and are aiding and abetting a Tech drive. Devin Gardner is new to the business, but boy, he is professorial when he teaches the game.
Oh, yeah, and for young receivers at home, take a look at Jordan Brown, right? He's going to run kind of a dig route, right? But what he does at the top is a detail that most receivers don't do. You got a defender here to his right in front of him. So he's going to shave the route back in front of the defender, pin that left shoulder back so that he's nice and friendly for the quarterback, and it makes it an easy throw and takes away the combat catch part of the catch.
Quick out to Conyers. Maybe a yard, and that's it.
On plays like that, Tim, if you go straight, right, you'll run right into the defender, and now you have to do that bang-bang combat catch rather than shaving the route back down and making a catch and making it easy for your quarterback.
2nd and goal from the 7. Boy, they could really use Taj Brooks right about now, couldn't they? Inside the red zone, inside the 10, when the play call sheet reduces because you're running out of space. Morton flushed, lets it fly, and it's Kelly, and he caught it. What a catch by Kelly. The senior from Fresno. Wow, what a route. We've got a marker down, so hold everything.
75 offense.
Oh, boy.
10-yard penalty replay.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and that's a shame because this was an absolute BB thrown by Baron Morton on the numbers and a one-handed catch. Unbelievable. However, this holding penalty might have been created by Baron Morton. He prematurely leaves the pocket, and when the quarterback leaves the pocket, the offensive linemen, they have no idea. Their backs are turned, so they grab and reach and hold, and that play comes back. Wow, what a shame.
Yeah, story of the night. Turnovers and penalties. 9 for 80 yards now against the Red Raiders. Out of the shotgun, Morton under duress. That one's flailing in the air and picked off. Gushikin snares it out of the air, number 4. Lots of pressure. Quinn Roth, number 20, the edge rusher in for Cyrus Webster, created it. And the ball just hung up there. A dying quail. 5th turnover. 34-10. Here's the penalty that took away the touchdown.
Yeah, you can see it's a pocket, and Baron Morton can stay in it. He feels pressure, and he tries to get out, and every single time it feels like, and then he does have pressure here. He tries to get in the fight. He tries to climb in the pocket, and the ball just turns into a, what is it? A
dying quail.
A dying quail.
Yes.
Yeah, that dying quail got intercepted.
Yes, it did. That was Buchanan 75 that was called for the holding. Rashawn Parker is in the backfield. And you can bet that they're going to hand this baby off quite a bit now. Let's see if that clock can tick just a bit. Only a yard on that carry for Parker. That was DeBraylon Carroll, 52, making the stop. Spent 5 years at Rice before making his way over to Texas Tech. Boy, how about the parity that we've seen these opening few weeks, huh? Yeah. Northern Illinois takes down Notre Dame after they beat Texas A&M on the road. I mean, with some unbelievable games played this afternoon and into the night. More surprises here on the West Coast happening as we speak. Quick hitch to Meredith. Josh Meredith goes north and south in a hurry and has a first down shy of the 20.
Because Washington State has had such success running the football, you get those alley players trying to add in, those extra guys on the outside trying to add in, and it leaves the wide receivers wide open. A nice job of identifying that and getting that ball out quickly from Mateer.
This was a game that was supposed to be a wild and woolly one, sort of a first one to 50 concept, according to the pundits. And, those who care about such things in Southern Nevada. Parker ahead for maybe a yard, if that. Isaac Smith with the stop.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
Are we the pundits?
Well, on occasion.
Because you and I both thought that this would be a first to 50, maybe even 60.
Yeah, we did.
52 and 70 points respectively
right.
A week ago. You thought you would see offensive explosion, and we just haven't seen that.
The road team has had a difficult time. It's a long trip out here. And as I said, a difficult place, really difficult place to play as the road team. And Texas Tech's road struggles have been well documented. Mateer's pass, a dart from Meredith, but I think it hit him and came out right between the 1 and the 8. That one sort of climbed on him, and he couldn't hold on.
Yeah, that's an incompletion, and it should have been caught. But this Mateer has got some juice, man. He's on the outside. Look at him reach back and sling that ball in.
Yeah.
It's a tough catch. However, that catch should be made, and I think that the more you see your quarterback make those types of plays, you'll be prepared to make those plays for him down the field.
It would have been an 18-yard gain had it been caught. That's the 5th drop Washington State has had tonight.
And watching Mateer down on the field up close, he has got some juice in that arm.
He really does. And that slingshot sidearm approach, very effective, particularly when you're under the gun and under pressure. Look, a marker down as he goes down.
It's going to be a block in the back. You expect that Texas Tech is going to decline it, but receivers coming in, trying to help out their quarterback. Looks like Carlos Hernandez with the block in the back. Number 8.
Holding.
Oh.
For 65 offense. That penalty's declined. The play results 4th down.
So they'll force the punt.
They get a holding. That big number 65. Oh, yeah, he's got his hands wrapped around. You're going to see as this run is coming, a block in the back there by 0.
Yeah, you were right.
So those are 2 fouls on the play. Either one, it would be declined because that ball is going to be punted away on 4th down. Janikowski
in for Harborer, who's been missing. I think he did come in for 1 punt earlier tonight. So he's handling both the place kicking as well as the punting. This one an end-over-end punt for Kelly. And Josh Kelly scampers ahead to the 39-yard line. How about that defense? Wazoo has been playing it big time tonight, particularly well on 4th down, I might add. Our Pacific Life game summary sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 160 years. In a nutshell, this has been about turnovers. 2 touchdowns coming off those, and one was almost a solo job. Wayshawn Parker taking it on in, and the running of Mateer has been incredible. 213 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns as a team. It's been the difference in this game. And those penalties, those ugly penalties for Texas Tech. Going long and incomplete for Douglas. That's Hall back in coverage. And it's been an evening of high anxiety for Baron Morton.
Yeah, I mean, they just haven't been on the same page about that ending stem of the route, right? Yep. Which way are you coming? Are you coming across? Do you want me to throw you more up the field? They just haven't quite figured it out today, and and now you have to drive the ball down the field, right? So this is great practice for future games to know what the receivers are going to do and what path they're going to take so that Baron Morton can get it to him.
Quick out to Dickey, and he's wrapped up. Boy, they've been sure tacklers, haven't they, in that perimeter? This time it's Tamua.
This Washington State defense has been impeccable on all fronts.
Been a long time since Zach Kittley's seen an offense shut down as much as this one of his. Jordan Brown spins and turns and has the first down to the 45-yard line, a gain of 15. Gushikin wraps him up. And first down.
Those are completions that Washington State they're going to give them.
Quick curl, well down the field to Kelly.
The one thing you can't do is give up big plays, big, huge chunk plays that don't take up a lot of time. But if they're going to chop down the field this way, Washington State is going to give it to them all the time.
Morton, oh, he had him and he missed him. Now he decides to run it and slides down. He had a nice little pump fake. But then by the time the receiver broke free at the top of your screen, he had to vacate the premises and get out of there. It was an opportunity to hit Aiken that he missed. This time he hits Aiken, and he gets it inside the 15 to the 12. I'm sure he went back and said, hey, I was open last time. Look my way.
Yeah, I'm sure Zach Kittley knows that the clock is in his favor, so he's going to have to try to create some more chuck plays, and that's what they tried to get a couple plays ago, and that's what they're going to try to get here, trying to get in the end zone.
Safety valve out to Dickey. Dickey takes it in for the touchdown. All right, so you got to go for two, right? And then you hope for a few breaks. Maybe get some onside to go your way and have some 8-point possessions. That's what it's going to take here. Well, you can hear them down there. We're going for two. Get them out here.
Yeah, you got to get as many points as you can. Like I said,
absolutely.
The clock is not in your favor.
I'll spread them out. Cameron Dickey is the setback. Morton lets it fly, and it is picked off in the end zone by O'Connor. Boy, he's been everywhere. Man, he's been so solid covering Coy Aiken that time. He and Durant as corners and safeties have been just fantastic.
Yeah, they have, and it's a shame because that interception is not going to go on his stat sheet because it's on a 2-point play, but it's a nice player breaking on that football. He's been everywhere. Sticky fingers.
Little hot chocolate to break.
When it comes to marriages, the women lose their mind. We haven't found bones that I've heard of Bigfoot. What kind of mythical powers does a sun devil have? We've got to consider that.
I've never sent an email myself.
Have you been to the other planets? Have you checked out the other planets? You want to go out on a date with me? I don't know. What do you look like? Well, I look kind of like this.
Nothing like Mike Leach. I mean, nothing. And here comes the onside kick, which we had. Oh! Texas Tech's going to get it. They got it. Mike Leach is smiling above. Remember, he coached both of these teams. It was it Baskerville on top of it? Is that CJ? Let's see. I think it might be. Yeah. CJ Baskerville.
That's Coy Aiken.
If it's it could be Aiken.
Yeah, it's Coy Aiken.
Yeah.
He's an offensive guy, so he'll be on the hands team,
Yeah, that's true.
It's a nice job there.
Sure is.
And they have life.
Thinking about Mike Leach, though, I just can't. Every little moment tonight is a reminder of the tentacles of Mike Leach for both of these programs and for the coaching staffs of each. And most of them never met him. But they adapted his principles and adopted them and did something big with them. Here's Dickey trying to get away, but Ethan O'Connor stops him.
Man, Ethan O'Connor really saved them there because if that's a big touchdown, if he's not there, that's a big touchdown. That's what you can't have. Those quick touchdowns that don't take up time.
Well, he navigated 5 yards out of it. Morton lets it fly, and it's caught. Along the sidelines by Aiken again. First down, the ball inside the 30. So
it's exactly where you want to put that football versus a cover 2 safety. The half safety over the top, you want to put it in between the corner and safety, high on the outside. Allow your big, strong wide receiver at 6'2", 210 pounds to go up and make the catch.
Morton mix up that time on the route being run. Aiken was in the general area. Very quickly, 13, Brady Boyd enters the game as Aiken sits down. Morton is now 33 for 54, 316 yards. Hard-earned, most of it of the dink and dunk variety. Not much down the field vertically. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Morton with a timing route that's caught by Brown, Jordan Brown.
Yeah, they got to get quickly to the ball. Luckily for them, this is their style of play already, right? They already are a team that goes fast, so 2-minute offense is nothing for them.
Shotgun. Look-in pattern for Boyd, incomplete. Again, outstanding defense in that secondary. That's
Warren Smith Jr. that time.
Sure is. Redshirt freshman from Richmond, California, number 22.
Man, these young players, he and number 24, Ethan O'Connor, both redshirt freshmen making plays on a big stage.
Well, you got to give it to Dickert, right? With all the turnover in college football today, he's able to put together an ensemble of young talent. 4th down and 3, a must for Texas Tech after the onside recovery. Uh-oh, he's in trouble, flushed. Trying to buy time, and this pass is incomplete. Another 4th down stop. 1 for 5 on the night. And that sums it up.
Man, under duress, under pressure for the majority of this game, and on another big 4th down opportunity, he's under duress again. Take a look at him, try to make something happen. Nothing to the left. There's people right down. I mean, he's making a play. He's doing everything he can. And there's just not enough space on the field. If he's in Canada, he could run a few more yards, you know, but this is America, and he's had a long day, long night.
It comes down to this, all right? 4th downs, 1 for 5. Turnovers, that's been a problem. Penalties, they've outdistanced Washington State in that category for a long time. They have 441 yards of total offense to Washington State's 328, but you cannot make that many mistakes.
Yeah, you can count those 4th down non-conversions as turnovers.
Absolutely.
To go along with already the 5 turnovers, the actual turnovers.
Mateer been running that quarterback counter all night tonight. You know, looking ahead now, partner, think about this for a second. Washington next week, Apple Cup game, never been played there. And by the way, if you were wondering how this game came about, was this Texas Tech matchup with Washington State, was it something they had in mind with Mike Leach? No. Oregon had a return engagement with Texas Tech, but Oregon needed to get out of it for the Civil War. So the call was made by Oregon to Washington State. Would you like to take this game with Texas Tech? Help us out. Think about that. A strong move from Oregon and Dan Lanning. They really give Dickert this opportunity. And that, of course, affords them to play the Apple Cup when they needed to.
Yeah, and when you talked earlier in the open about their upcoming schedule and what they could do with the playoff on the horizon.
Yeah, I mean, they win that game and then beat everybody that they have to play, mostly Mountain West teams. I mean, hello, how do you do? Mateer on the loose. Oh, he's still going. Pylon. Will they call it? Oh, they're not going to give it to him. Back at the 1. There is a marker at the 20-yard line, but what about the effort? 68 yards the jaunt. Sanford 21 finally will get credit for taking him out at the 1, but hold everything. The little yellow hanky is down on the field.
Are you kidding me with this guy? I mean, Come on. After this, let's just enjoy it.
Personal foul, face mask, number 17, defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
All right, how about a quarterback draw, right? Just lead right down the middle, and then the juice. I'm going. Okay, you're going to make contact with me. Get off of me.
Yeah. And by the way, that's the outstanding corner, Braylon Lux, that's trying to bring him down and got him with the face mask.
Oh, my goodness. This guy is.
Yeah.
He's looking for Lux.
Yeah, he is. And by the way, shouldn't have the distance to go from the one, giving the pylon. Close to it.
He has been special.
Schlenbecker dots the I. Now they move into a power I formation. Mateer in trouble now, and down he goes. The helmet comes with it. Great penetration by Isaac Smith, the outside linebacker. Fans don't like it. He did take him down with some intentionality. Crowd's upset because that helmet went off too.
And it's right that it's not a penalty.
No, it's not.
The helmet comes off, but I'm just telling you right now, you know, this crowd, they knew about their quarterback, their new quarterback, John Mateer. But I'm telling you, they've fallen in love with him. They've fallen in love with his ability to control the game in the pass and the run game. This guy is dynamic.
Well, Mateer just broke an 82-year-old Washington State quarterback rushing record. And Zevi Eckhouse is now at quarterback, number 4. Senior from Culver City, California.
Has to come in for a play.
Yeah. Schlenbecker stopped in his tracks. Fans very upset.
Yeah, their anger's misplaced, though.
Yeah,
it was not a penalty, and you know, but like I said, they're in love, man.
Yeah, they are in love.
So no matter what happens, it's not his fault, and they don't want it to happen.
No. I want to go back to that schedule for just a second again.
Yeah.
Think about this. In a year with 12-team access, and you're really no longer a Power 4 program, okay?
Yeah, technically.
You're not. But if you win this game and you beat an Oregon team, which, by the way, is struggling. At last report, it was 34-all with Boise State, and they had a poor game last week. Oregon's got to play Oregon State, but you got Washington ahead of you. If you were to beat them in the Apple Cup, that game, by the way, will be played at the Seahawks Stadium.
Yeah.
Not on the campus at UW. And, of course, they've got a new coach, Fish, coming over from Arizona. You happen to win that game, you're likely to be favored in most of the games you've got left, albeit you do have Boise State to deal with, which is a tough out.
Yeah, and Boise State, say they finish Oregon and beat Oregon, and you handle Boise State. I think your path to the college football playoff is pretty clear if you handle your business.
If you run the table against that schedule.
You got to handle your business.
Yeah.
And with this quarterback, he is all business. So, I mean, I think that they can do that.
Yeah, the student body here is saying, Cam who? This kid's put on a show tonight. He has. And Cam Ward, in my opinion, Cam Ward is going to be a Heisman finalist.
If this guy keeps playing like this, they'll be sitting in New York together.
He goes again, high flying inside the 10. Just adding to that tote board. Our content coordinator, Scotty Alexander, is just going to the tote board. How many more yards is he going to have at quarterback?
He had to get those back. Remember, he lost all those yards on the other play, so he got some of those back to stay where he is. Yeah.
By the way, told Oregon is on Boise's 8 with 40 seconds left, so they're trying to pull one out. But those are all the types of things you got to think about as this season rolls on. Janikowski's going to try a field goal, and they need to get his confidence back. He missed an extra point earlier, and they're going to give him a 25-yard try right down Broadway. So the lead balloons to 21. What a day for John Mateer. Just amazing. And you know what? He dealt with some drops on top of it all, but this is where he really showcased his ability.
Yeah, I think the country, if they're still awake, everybody is wondering, well, who is this John Mateer? Allow him to reintroduce himself.
Yeah.
This kid is special.
Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. By the way, stars have been born on Fox late at night before. Some kid named Gardner Minshew.
He's got a good name.
Who wore a mustache and then put on a fake one that looked just like Leach. He made Leach look like Minshew. He's done pretty well for himself after playing for the minimum in Jacksonville.
Not bad.
As a quarterback in the NFL.
Not bad at all.
Got a nice big-time contract. Starting now for the Las Vegas Raiders. A lot of stories about those guys that were carrying clipboards, playing for the minimum, and then all of a sudden got their moment, and he did in Jacksonville and made the most of it. Got that free agent deal. Worth millions now. They stormed the field that night. It was magical inside Martin Stadium. It was one of the biggest wins Leach ever had. 2018, they upset number 12 Oregon. Minshew threw for over 300 and 4 touchdowns. The fans rushed the field. They lifted Minshew on their shoulders to celebrate. Had a running back named Booby, Air Booby.
You want to win,
man.
Booby in.
Yeah. There it is. Had some fun with his coach. And by the way, Mike Leach got him out of the state of Mississippi, Brandon, Mississippi. No one else would take him. So many stories like that through the years. When you think of the greats that have played here in the history of this program, Mike Price, of course, had Bledsoe, Leaf, 2 major stars at the position, but along comes a guy like Leach, and he's finding these kids that are just no one knew about them, and then he turned them into stars. Falk was another.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 for Baron Morton. Nothing doing. Valdez.
Tim, we talked so much about the quarterback for Washington State, John Mateer, but this defense and Jeff Schmedding, what he has them doing and how he's got them playing, and they're young. These aren't older guys, right? These are young guys playing disciplined, assignment sound football. He deserves a lot of credit as well.
He sure does. Morton is sacked.
And on cue.
Raheem Stevenson, 45, the other edge rusher.
To the right of your screen there, Raheem Stevenson. He goes and chops those hands down and get to the quarterback. He's got a neck roll on. That is back in your day.
Meathead football.
100%.
That is meathead football right there, pal.
Absolutely.
4th and 19, they got to boot it away. End over end, the punt. And Tony Freeman with the fair catch at the 41. Take a look at the top 10 today. The big one, obviously, was the Northern Illinois upset of Notre Dame. And by the way, justice was served. One of the worst marks on a play that should have been for a first down. They had a severe angle left from the right hash, made the field goal. Coach Hammock, the biggest win of his life, and the Huskies get their first top 10 win ever.
Oregon's playing with fire, partner.
Yeah,
Oregon's playing with fire. Back-to-back weeks. And in games that they, are favored and most would say they should dominate it, having such a talented roster. We all know Phil Knight and what he said about the NIL and how he will spare no expense. And those are 2 really close games.
Escaping.
That's what they're doing.
And it won't be long before they're taking on the likes of
Ohio State.
Yeah. That's October the 12th, which is really sort of at the turning point when you think of it of the season. And at this stage, they're probably thinking a lot more about Michigan State.
Honestly.
Than they are Ohio State.
Yeah.
Second down and 7 here for
we automatically
Mateer.
assume that clash with Oregon, Ohio State, they're just going to bide their time until they meet each other. But Oregon has really been in dogfights these first 2 weeks.
Schlenbecker almost popped that one for a touchdown. He was tripped just enough to lose his footing, or he would have been gone. By the way, for the benefit of those of you that are still with us, you've probably noticed that the game still means a lot to a number of people who may have had the over. If you know what I mean. Some in Southern Nevada would care, if nowhere else.
One more of those big runs. Mateer creeping to that 200-yard mark as a rusher, and that would be special.
We're just lining up and running it off tackle at this stage and let the clock go tick, tick, tick. A lot of respect, though, for these coaching staffs that they each have for one another. That man right there, you give him a lot of credit. Coming in 16-16, now in his third full year.
Boy, was it nice talking to him.
It was.
And how about his players, specifically his defensive end that comes from Utah Tech, Cyrus Webster, and how glowingly he talked about him.
Yeah.
And it was just this Washington State's coaching staff, they cared about him as a person rather than just a body on a field making football plays.
Coming from an FCS program at Utah Tech and in a position where, okay, there's a chance I might be able to make some money. I've got a wife. We're going to have to make a major adjustment. And his wife and he have, and they had family in mind for Cyrus. We've got a timeout. A 2-minute timeout taken here. And this week we said goodbye to a true titan in our industry partner, Phil Garvin. His company provided television trucks for this and many other networks, playing a crucial role in sports broadcasting. Phil wasn't just a partner, but a generous friend to countless people in the field, leaving an indelible mark on our craft, no matter what network he dealt with. Our thoughts are with his family tonight, his wife Angela, children Jenna, Leah, and Nick, and their 3 grandchildren. Is there. Always a pleasure coming back to Pullman, Washington. These kids are having a wonderful time. It is just a gorgeous campus. I can't believe it's your first trip to the Palouse. I know you've been impressed.
Yes, I have. They striped the stadium. It's been fun, man. They've been engaged. The fans have been loud. They booed when they needed to. They cheered. And they've enjoyed watching their new quarterback, John Mateer.
Third down and 8. Schlenbecker one more time. I got to tell you, I am really looking forward to next week, partner.
Are you?
Oh, boy.
What's next week?
Yeah.
What's next? Do tell.
Yeah, well, this is a tease.
Yeah.
What we call in the business a tease.
Okay. Teach me something.
Before a legitimate promo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm nothing if not self-promoting.
Is that a synonym to foreshadowing? Is something coming? Tim shadowing.
Yeah, Brando shadowing. Yeah. Trying to make it an Olympic event.
Oh yeah. You'd win. I can tell you that.
The world needs to hear it.
Go.
Timeout taken. So here we go. Friday on Fox, a new era of college football kicks off in prime time with Fox College Football Friday. 20th ranked Arizona takes on number 17 with a bullet, K-State, who got a big win on the road at Tulane today. It's Fox College Football Friday at 8 Eastern all season long. These are two teams that are predicted to vie for the Big 12 title, along with Utah, who won earlier today. Our friends Jason Benetti and Brock Heward were on hand for that. By the way, Cam Rising got hurt again. This time his hand, a couple of fingers were injured. But Fish, who left and did a remarkable job when you think about it, as a head coach, he gets an opportunity to go to UW, and now all of a sudden Brennan comes over from San Jose.
And we've had a bunch of his games.
Oh, yeah, a bunch of his games. And this high punt is going to be taken at the 5-yard line by Brown.
Partner, I'm a little disappointed. You said you were so excited about the game, but I don't think you told the people why you're so excited.
Well, I'll tell you. I think that Kansas State is a team that doesn't beat itself, knows how to win on the road, hardwired to win on the road, much like Utah. But Arizona, even though Fish left to go to Washington to replace Kalen DeBoer, who took the Alabama job, replaced the great Nick Saban.
Yeah.
A lot of those players never left, and they've got a quarterback in Arizona, partner. I know you know all about him.
Oh, yeah. Well, and
he's
that's
unreal.
And that's all good, partner. That's great.
Yeah.
But what about the fact that you'll be there?
Well, that's debatable with some K-State fans, but we'll somehow manage. Someone said before we came here, it might have been some Texas Tech website folks, Brando hasn't always satisfied Tech fans, and I wrote back, get in line. That's Brown, little quarterback. There he goes. Nice run by number 7, Cameron Brown. He was the Gulf South Freshman of the Year a season ago, threw for 914 yards. This has been a world of fun. Expect the unexpected, too. By the way, the Friday after the game we have on Friday, it's Lincoln, Nebraska for Illinois and the Cornhuskers, and they took care of Colorado tonight in short order, 28-10. So a lot of Friday night lights action, partner, that you and I may be seeing that will be a lot of fun.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about those Friday nights?
Big time. Big time.
But you didn't give me a number.
Well, between 1 and 10, I'd say it's a 12.5.
That's what I'm talking about,
I'm very
baby.
excited, yeah. The other great thing about it, we're home for Saturday and we get to watch the entire smorgasbord, right?
A lot of football, baby.
I'm okay with long weekends if Friday night lives up to its billing.
That's right.
Tough night for Baron Morton. There'll be better days, young man. After visiting with him, he's a great kid, got a magnificent future. That was a heck of a hit that Brown absorbed. He's a little slow to get up, but he's a big fella. He was able to take it. And that will do it. Huge win for Washington State. Really sets the narrative for them for the rest of this season, really, and especially for John Mateer at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a special night for him and for this entire Washington State Cougar team.
Yep.
But John Mateer really put on a show yet again, and they have got themselves their quarterback.
Record-breaking performance on the ground by that young man at the quarterback position. When we come back, Josh Sims will be downstairs with the victorious team and its principals.